how does time work? It's supposed to be linear, right? Is time linear? I don't know. Well, that's a lovely green there. Yeah. I'm almost late.
Your birds are confused.
Huh?
Your birds are very confused.
Good. I like to keep it mix it up on them. I don't want those birds getting complacent.
The hawks are gonna come and eat them.
And those birds are getting, well, yeah, I'm pre-feeding the hawks, I guess. That seemed oddly thick.
Oh, and tell them it was not me who belched.
You can come and tell them yourself.
It was not me who belched.
All right? It's not, I mean, is it believable?
Then why have I never belched before? There are not demons like that living in me. Those are the demons living in our child.
They thought you were just tearing it up.
Heck no.
Just absolutely exploding.
I would have been like, I can't come out today if I had that kind of gas.
Yeah, I'm pre-feeding the hawks, they say.
Yeah.
Hawks only hunt birds on the ground, from what I understand. I would be pre-feeding the falcons. The falcons are going to come and eat all of those birds that I've been feeding. The kids said that they looked out the door and saw 11 birds and 2 squirrels on the ground all at the same time. So the sauce is a little, no, that's still pretty flesh tone, isn't it? It's got a little more, I don't know, it's got a little more hue to it now. And I need to change this spray bottle. This one still leaks out of its nozzle, but if we're gonna unboxerize, we gotta have the clean workspace, right? Oh no, Victor, I drizzled.
Now he's slippery.
Now we get a clean Victor too. Yeah, I was right on time. Right on time. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, oh man, I should have been out here earlier because I didn't even check to see if the stream key was still active. And it was. So I just got to go straight to manage broadcast. But then it was like an added layer of security. You need to log in over here as well. And I was like, what are we doing? What am I doing? Did you hear the blind guy? Yeah, he's over there.
Yeah, I'm here today.
He's doing that thing. Come, we'll throw this out there. The blind guy hates pigeons because they make noises. And I might have mentioned it before, but if I haven't, he also hates wind chimes.
Damn right.
Which is really weird. The only person, I mean, maybe there's somebody out there that also hates wind chimes, but I can't think historically of knowing anyone other than him is the blind guy autistic.
No.
No, he is
Just special.
He's just special, as he says. Yeah. It messes with his echolocation. That's why you don't like the wind chimes, nor the pigeons. I had not taken that into consideration. Now that he mentions the echolocation, man, that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, the new blend smells weird. It smells real weird. I don't know if does it look more like it on this camera? It's definitely got more of an oddly green hue to it now. Wind chimes are nice for a while.
See? You hate them.
I like a wind chime. We're gonna have to move that on out of the way. I'm already clogging up the bench. I had it clean for mere moments. I'm not saying that the blind guy is Daredevil, but I've never seen them in the same shed at the same time. That's true.
Ooh, I am a hero.
I had a blind uncle that used to ride a bike around in his yard Also, his siblings would move furniture around to mess with him. That's awesome. Jimmo coming out of the box with the 10. And look at that. He hit the man from Oklahoma. The man from Oklahoma is a member once again. Wind chimes are like sound modules and crawlers, only acceptable in very narrow situations. I bought that sound module and I thought it was a brilliant idea, and then it sat in a box for almost 5 years.
You put it in.
It was unplugged.
Banana.
It was in the banana, and then it was in Bruce originally.
You put it in the lifeguard.
It was in Bruce for one drive, and I unplugged
I thought you gave it to the kid that you built the truck for.
No, it was one drive, and I unplugged it. I was like, you know what? Because I figured out what it was. The only reason that it works in the reactor is dead silent. It makes no noise. So you're not hearing that mechanical whine behind the sound module. If you turn the sound module all the way up in the reactor, it's significantly too loud. Like, you can't hear yourself think. It's like being around an actual monster truck. But wind chimes are only okay where it's never windy. And actually, where the blind man hails from, I could understand why he wouldn't want wind chimes, because it's always windy.
Yes.
It is perpetually windy. When do we get to see the reactor's paint job? Well, let's show you. There's this one,
imagination.
and there's use your imagination. It still has the marks from when I drilled the holes. Move all this stuff. Okay, there we go. UPS somehow messed up my delivery address. Hopefully I got to come in Tuesday now. Ah, yes, UPS. And what I honestly have to sit back and wait for is to see if UPS is going to do the same thing to me that they did when we shipped the rig to South Africa, which is like, oh, you had your dimensions wrong. And they charged me an additional $20 for the box being the wrong size. And this is the only one that I have on hand nearby. The box that I shipped it from, those in other lands might not be familiar with it. But here we have a company called Uline. And Uline is all things office, all things job space. They sell traffic cones and safety vests, tape, boxes. My tape gun is a Uline, right? So, my tape gun, uline.com. My tape gun is Uline. Uline boxes are somewhat unique, and that on the bottom of a Uline box, see what that says right there? 4 by 4 by 4. That's a 4-inch by 4-inch by 4-inch box. The rig that I shipped to South Africa was in a Uline box that said 20 by 10 by 6. And I entered the measurements as 20 by 10 by 6. And UPS is all like, you got your dimensions wrong. $20 extra. The measurements are on the box, guys.
Yeah.
Unless it transmogrified into another size, which I don't believe that it did. Did you get the Team Ass BOGO? No. I did better. Stricken Hobbies. Should he show up today, he, perhaps against his own better judgment, bought the Team Associated Element annual membership, where you spend like, I want to say it's $99, and then they give you deals every month, you know, as an incentive to spend more money. And one of the incentives, it said address incorrect or incomplete. I literally took your address and pasted it in to the address. It won't let me generate a label with an incomplete address, because it had Devon and however you pronounce it, Torquay, Torquay. It had all of the things in there. So Stricken Hobbies bought the membership, and if you have the membership, there's a couple of rigs that come up on the monthlies that you're eligible to buy at a steeply discounted price. So I have parts here sitting around, which I had intentionally commissioned the parts. Torquay, okay. I had initially commissioned the parts to convert my oh, look at this. Look at the fitment here. Shipped from Associated Electrics, Bake Parkway, Lake Forest, California. So inside of this is, oh, look, you can't see it. 24 by 14 by 14 and 3/8. So, I had commissioned a skid forward kit for Element because my neighbor has a Bushido. I haven't seen my neighbor in like 7 months. Longer. God, it might be a year. It might be a year since I've seen my neighbor. I assume he still lives there, right? So, I asked on the Discord, who's it that got the membership? They were like, Stricken Hobbies. He DM'd me. He's like, yeah, I got it. I said, can you still get a Bushido? He said, yes. I said, how much is it? He said, the Bushido Plus, which is what, $429? If you have the membership, the Bushido Plus is $199. Wow. And it is shipped for free. It was $215.43 delivered to me. And all we're going to do with it is DRTRify it, skid forward it, and give it away. I got no room for a Bushido. I got no need for a Bushido. The greatest weakness, and this is the Bushido Plus, so it has the creepy sleep paralysis demon head for a driver. So that's an added bonus. Maybe
what makes it plus.
Maybe it also has the spare tire on the back, an interior, a roll bar, a snorkel, a different bumper. It has all of the Bushido Plus stuff. They don't put the receiver box in it for you? Or do you get an extra one? Why are there so many extra pieces? This is what the unboxing is about. Oh, God. Oh. Whew, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst radio in the whole world. The Fly Sky G4P. I think a genie could poop out a better radio than this. I hate it so much. Free Fly Sky G4P. I realize that perhaps I'm too strict on radios. Like, I have standards. I know.
You like what you like. I like wind chimes.
It's weird. The tire covers fabric. Swanky. We've got the full... I think I've seen this garage before. I think this exact garage in a box. I think they've done this one before. So the Bushido uses a... You hate it more than the SLT2? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I do. Wee! Little guy. So... He's got uncanny pants. I have to show it to you. I've never... Oh, I hate the... Ow. Yeah. I hate these tiny body clips. I only use the 1 inch. I only use one size of body clip. Sorry I'm late. Had to hit the sketchy teriyaki place. Is that the blind man you hear? Yes, it is. And hasn't it been conclusively proven that the sketchier the neighborhood is in and the worse decor on the inside, the better the food is going to be? Like they're like directly related? Oh. Okay. Oh, you're correct. It does have LEDs on it. And they are not detachable. So you cannot remove the body. We are in... Okay, they have their own little plugs up at the top. Oh, because it's got that Fly Sky receiver on it. So will camera 2 get us in there to his uncanny pants? Look, his pants are a decal on the flat interior. So he's got uncanny blue jeans, and then he is a sleep paralysis demon, where he has no details on him, except he's got an element sticker on his hat and an element sticker on his chest. But like, imagine that guy coming for you while you're trying to sleep. I don't like that at all. It is one screw to remove his head. It is 4 screws. That's fairly clever. They just use the 2 screws for the roll bar to retain the back. And then it's just 2 nuts and bolts that they just unceremoniously stabbed through the hood to retain the front. And nothing on the sides. Nice. So that means it's fairly rigid. Is the hat a different color from his face? No. If you can see close, it's just one molded piece. He can't take his hat off. His hat is his head. Hat is head, head is hat. And they've put a little bit of firmness inside this. Let's see what it looks like underneath. Okay. So it's a keeping it lightweight.
Dipping plate in.
Yeah, it's just like a molded Lexan the size of a tire. You could hide I have a Dremel that says that hat will come off. Better than turning the head around backwards, I think you drill the hole. So you drill the neck hole bigger, right? And then you mount a mini servo right there, a little micro servo. And then when you flip the switch, when you press a button on your controller, his head just rotates around as he drives. And then you can sing that, was it English beat? Rotating heads? You can sing rotating heads. You can hide your weed in the spare tire slot. Yeah, exactly. So, the biggest drawback to Bushidito is the electronics. That's not up for argument. They are absolute garbage. I like these Bushido bumpers. I need to get my hand. Everything Element out of stock. Oh, do you like something on the Element? Too bad you can't have it. All out of stock forever. I like their 2B bumpers though. So once we get past the electronics, that front Geo's not bad. You know what it is? It's absolutely fine. Now, I've got questions. And you, as purveyors of whatever you're purveying, you will help me answer. We can make things a lot easier. The only primary plan is remove fly sky garbage, remove the single worst motor in the history of motors. Look how much resistance, so much resistance. Replace electronics with whatever I've got here, right? I think it's right on the top of the bin. I think it's right in the top of the Element bin. Yeah. We can go servo on axle for free, right? That simplifies a lot. If we put this bracket on that axle, which will just directly bolt on, we can caster flip it, so it's going to steer better. I am going to leave it to you all to either suggest or send in a tire, man. Like, do we want to go? This might that. Okay, you saw that that's just hollow Lexan, right? That is so tail heavy, this big mechanism. Do we class 1.5 it? It's an X. It's an X. The XF still only coming in Builder's Kit 3, Enduro SE, and U-Tron. That's the only place they come. 393 Bounty Hunters. Or 419 Tusks would also be good. Anything 419 would be great. 393, probably great as well. I'm not even bothering. Did you say this is ultimately? Oh, it's a giveaway rig in its entirety. I bought this. I used Mr. Turner's money to buy this specifically to give away. It needs resprung. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother to unmount these. DRTRification. And the other thing, the thing that is worse, that is almost worser, but not quite, than the inclusion of a G4P. If they were still just sending out the XP130, that radio was absolutely okay. Oh, I'm not doing anything to the body. I will remove the interior, and we're going to paint his head. Just because I have to. It's horrible. No, but the body, I love the color. That's a fantastic color. It's got its little sparrow in the back. It's got all the things. We are going to focus to as much as we can on things like performance. Like, you know how he said in the movie famously, everybody's seen at least the gif of it. Not my tempo. Not my tempo, he yelled. Right? This is not my pinion angle. We are going to address. Hey, Element. That's what we're going with? That's what we're going with. Like, it's just... Hell. I like my drive shaft to have a nice 60-degree kick on it down at the end. You just unscrew those rod ends like 2 turns, but it's Michael Myers. And here's the thing. Whether they're silver or gold or even gray plastic, Element shocks, man. Hard to go wrong. So, the other thing, the thing that I say is working actively against the Bushido is, we grab our little short ruler and we measure the front link eye to eye. Let's call it 120. It's actually about 118. And then we measure this one right here, and it's the same exact link. The front links are the rear links on this. And this is not conducive to performance. Equal length links do not a capable crawler make. So we've got right over here the pile of bits. Here is the skid. Here is the riser if we need it. Here are the little adapter plates, which are the mounts for the rear links, and the spacers for the mounts for the rear links. And here are the 2 little spacers for the front link mounts. So we have to change, yes, a failure of Linkolympics, guaranteed. We have to replace every link on here, and I mean every link on here, because I've basically convinced myself to just go servo and axle and save myself the work. Then I don't have to deal with getting the axle precisely where it has to be, etc., etc., etc. I can caster flip it. We can do all that stuff. So servo and axle costs me nothing and saves me time. Yeah, ain't nobody at Element got time to set your opinion. And the thing is, the front one's not bad. Why are there high clearance on it? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Because it's fancy. So we're gonna grip it and strip it and rip it. We're just gonna start pulling parts off, because it's what we do. Hopefully, what do you want?
The body.
got a sleep paralysis demon in it. I forgot to mute my.
Void of expression?
It's just white, and his hat
Is white.
is part of his head. Head and hat, hat and head. Anything valuable? Oh, a security sign-in alert because I had to log into this because it's a Bushido Plus. I'm pretty sure Team Associated and Element do things just to do them without any reason at all.
Yeah, we got this color paint.
We got this sleep paralysis head. I mean, when you get them from Axial, they don't paint anything either.
Well, not even paint. Make it flesh dyed.
No, just make it white, but make his hat come off so we can just paint him. Tamiya has been giving us just solid white heads that you have to paint. So it's not about that. It's that he's horrifying. I dropped one of the little hubcaps. If eventually when I ask somebody who wants those grabbers, I won't have all of the little caps for them because I dropped one. And I honestly kind of don't care where it went. So, you know, hashtag deal with it. Sorry for being late on parade, but I had important crawling to do. Paint his head white, paint the eyes black. Yes. I approve of this. 18? 18. 1887. Element loves it. Element loves them some 1887. So this one will get the giveaway. I'm shooting for this month, honestly. Like, I genuinely don't have a place for it. So I'm thinking we have 4 streams this month. 5. It's 5 stream May. 1, 8, 15, 22, 29. So we're on here 5 times. 5 times in 1 month. No giveaway today. Let's do a giveaway next week on the 8th. No giveaway the 15th. Giveaway the 22nd. No giveaway the 29th. How's that sound? Because I have 2 rigs fully prepped to give away. So we can do that one next week. And, ooh, we'll let you pick. We'll let you pick. You might fall in love with it and keep it. No, absolutely not. I have driven a Bushido, right? And it's entertaining, but I don't need one. And it has come to a point. We've achieved a status, which is it's gotten cruel, man. We have to look at things as objectively as possible. There is, yeah, have I driven a skid forward Bushido? Yeah, it's called Misdirection, the Capra. She is underneath that Capra cage. She's exactly what this will be. Element axles, skid pushed forward, same exact wheelbase. She is this. So I would be building again something that I already have. Jimbo just dropping them today. He's up to like, what, 20? Jimbo with 20? Is he trying to hit somebody specific? Is that what it is?
Did you tell them the vehicle count?
I did a loose count of the vehicles in the building. It's over 120. Now, on Wednesday of this week, which is the days we go to Costco, we went to Costco and I bought one of those big plastic pressed together racks and took some leftover. Oh, it was all the Disneyland stuff. The casters, 1/4x20 hardware, and then I took an IKEA shelf and I mounted the base of the storage rack to an IKEA shelf, put wheels on the bottom of it. You have to lean on the T in Costco because everyone accuses Californians of not pronouncing our T's. Santa Monica. So Costco, or as my mother-in-law pronounces it, Casco. Now I've lost my plot. Okay, so I got this rack, and I put it on wheels because I don't have a place to put a storage rack. There's no room for it in this building. It is currently pressed up against the front door, which is where the door opens so I can use my table saw. So to use my table saw, it would take 15 minutes to move all of the stuff out of the way to pull the table saw out. The Costco rack is entirely covered in rigs that don't belong to me. It's got the Turistas on it. It's got giveaway rigs on it. It's got rigs being stripped down to being turned into parts to being built into giveaway rigs. And I still have these 8 Costco bins, of which 2 of them are full of stuff for my builds, and the other 6 are stuff for the various giveaway builds. I said I wanted to do a giveaway a month. I've got to do 2 for May because Mr. Knudsen still hasn't picked up the Vanimal. It's still here. And then I have 4 Turistas here. I'm getting that feeling. Like however much work I'm doing, it's not enough. So I gotta get some stuff out of here, man. So when somebody says maybe you'll fall in love with the Bushido, it's not going to happen. The Bushido is, I mean, I don't want to say surrogate baby, right? That has a bad taste to it. But this is being born to leave. And you can tell on the Bushido. Do you know which one's the front drive shaft and which one's... It's the same thing. It's equal length. It's the front drive shaft is the rear drive shaft. So what I'm going to try to do, and this is not going to work. I have so many questions. Okay. I don't know how this works. Truly. Because I have to drill another hole in the chassis rail, don't I? I believe I do. Because there's no hole to line up with that hole. Also, it came with this piece right here. I'm going to say it right now. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I know what all of the other pieces are. My skid forward pieces don't look like these skid forward pieces, so pardon my confusion. I feel like if you swap drive shafts, it will perform better, just like venting tires at 1 and 7. That's a drill guide. Oh! You crafty. Okay. You know what? If you gave me an infinite amount of time, I would have figured it out.
Drill guide to drill what? Oh.
You got to drill holes in the chassis. If you'd given me an infinite amount of time, I would have figured it out. I'm fairly sure. There's so much thread lock on this piece of plastic that it just sticks to me. What they put thread lock on and what they don't is a mystery even to Element. Would you say that skid's link mounting position is medium roll center? Or neutral, as one might say? We're talking about link separation at the chassis. Now, they can get away with this because they're mounting the link to the plane of the rail, but they're mounting the lower link much lower. So we've got 12 millimeters of separation. I would put that into, neutral, somewhere in the neutral area. We are going to have more. We're going to have more. We are going to have about 18 millimeters. Not a huge amount more, but a little bit more. I've just been watching the intro for 30 minutes, waiting for it to start. Just noticed all the chat refreshed, and there it was. You didn't miss anything. If you didn't show up today, you wouldn't miss anything. There's nothing to miss. Now, I do have to... Oh, it's good that we have the bin out, is it not? We've got to have some stock Element towers that don't have panhard mounts on them. I'm just going to quietly, no, okay, I have one. So that's that one, or that one. It's whatever we find two of first. And, oh, nope. We'll just put the panhard mounts over there. And, nope. No, it's molded. It's not attached. It's part of it. Another panhard mount. Nope. Okay. So what are we up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 drums. A and a B. A and a B. Bush. You missed the Queen of the Canyon belching. Does IFS need a lot heavier front springs than normal? Yes. I think I want to say the stock IFS springs are like 5.6 pounds per inch. Yes, very heavy. If you try to put even Traxxas Blues on the front of IFS, it'll just, the wheels will be tucked all the way in like that. Yeah, you need very heavy springs. Queen of the Canyon belching, I was late and missed something? Yeah, no. There's still, I was reading her the comments about how she was burping on Wednesday. And she was like, they know that's not me, right? They know that's not me. And I go, yeah, but you're on the internet now, so apparently you've been burping on the internet, lady. Yeah. That kid wasn't on a mic. And also, factor that in. That kid was not on a mic. So try to figure that one out. So we're just gonna disassemble. We've got to take all the links off. We've got to take all the links apart because I want to reuse the rod ends. We've got to drill holes in the chassis rails. We have to throw these electronics into a volcano. Does anyone live near a volcano? Hey. T-plug, baby. T-plug. Only the finest from the folks over at Elemonte. Why do I like RTRs? I'll tell you exactly why. Because what I like building kits so much that I will buy something that I have to completely disassemble just so that I can put it back together again. It's glorious. We have to pull that gearbox apart because we know it has 6.5% in it. So that we can put the 12.5% in it, right? Is that 2654? Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is. They bolt this servo in from the bottom. Cubs up 5-1 in the bottom of the 4th. You know what? Today is a good day. I live next to some big cliffs. Excellent. That's the thing. Maybe somebody can make use of it. I can't keep any more, man. I can't. I literally have a bin. Is Element on that list of companies that fought a billion labeled things for the RTR just so they haven't ran out of them yet, so they haven't changed them yet, like the TQI radio? That's all I can imagine. That's all I can imagine. Oh, those are new. The bigger head for the motor screws. I've not seen those on an M1 yet. It was always button head with a washer. So those are new on new to Bushido Plus. This is Stealth X, man. It's hard to go wrong with the Stealth X. Okay, I don't think we need 12mm long screws to hold the battery tray on. Somebody catch us, late arrivals up. Are we re-engineering or tossing stuff into volcanic lava? Both. We're skid forwarding. We're scooching the skid forward on the Bushido. We're going to drop chassis mounted steering in favor of servo and axle just because it's easier. I am going to replace the RTR electronics with something that sucks less. So, oh, foam tape? Boo. Oh, yeah. You got to give them that. Like, maybe somebody can get some use out of that. Top flash tail head. Don't threaten me with a good time. I ain't even touching these shocks, baby. We might respring them. We might respring them, but ooh. Yee. Got that KC daylighter going. What? Get out of here. No. You get out of here too. How fast can I turn a Bushidito into debris? The answer is fast. Oh, if any... Hey. No way. Raccoon the Jerry has joined the secret society. He was gone, and now he's back. He is returned. I guess he wants an opportunity to win a hacked-up Bushido. Although, here's the beauty. I guess it will go a little bit of a ways towards counting as Canyon Sleeper, because from the outside, it's just going to look like a Bushido. Like, you won't notice. Damn, you're taking all the nice element stuff off. Look, I wasn't born yesterday. I know exactly what shenanigans sound like, and that is some damn shenanigans. Here's some element stuff for you. Here is the front body post. Would you like to take a guess as to which hole the pin goes? Oh, you know it's the very bottom one. The very bottom one is the one that's a little bit wallowed out. So there's that much body post into the tower. Could they have contributed a longer body post? Yeah, probably. Probably.
Why, when they already make these ones?
Why? We got those cost savings, baby. Cost savings. Come on. You got to take these out. I do like these bumpers, though. I would like of the Bushido experience. I would like to reuse. I would like to put the bumpers on something, which means they're certainly out of stock. Oh!
You have bumpers in hand. Why do you need to order them?
Shout out, Jared from A-Main Hobbies, because I could feel it. I could feel a rumble. I could feel a disturbance in the force, which is, shall we talk for a moment about Proline Rock Tech? Well, let's. So Proline has made... We're reserving final judgments because I ordered some, right? We're reserving final judgment because I ordered some. And this very morning, I was on A-Main. Generating links for video. Putting up a video description and generating the links. So I go on A-Main and I notice one of the little ads for the Rock Tech is right there on the front page. So I click it and it says in stock and ready to ship. That's funny. That is downright hilarious because I ordered mine 3 days ago. I have gotten no notification of shipping, yet for some reason they show as available. So I go, well, maybe it's just that. Maybe they're waiting on the Baja Pro XS, which I ordered at the same time. I'll go look those up. Oh no, in stock, ready to ship. And I was like, I've been here before. So I got on the old blower to Jared and I was like, I feel a disturbance in the force, Jared. I feel like something bad is going to happen to me because I believe that you have the new Proline stuff in one of your warehouses, but not in the other. And because the other warehouse is farther away from me, you're not going to ship it to me, are you? So he said it was in another warehouse. So I'm going to just cancel your order, regenerate a new order to ship out of the North Carolina warehouse. No one will ever be able to explain to me why AMain has 2 warehouses, one in Chico, California, and one in something Ducks Lane, North Carolina. And they act completely independent of one another. Things that come out of, is it Charlotte? Things that come out of North Carolina never talk to the things in Chico. I genuinely believe they're logistic. Also, trim tool. I don't know if you can buy them individually. An upholstery clip remover. The absolute best. No more gouging your servos with a screwdriver. It's perfect. It fits. Like, look how, oh, it's so nice. So they shipped. I got an email like immediately after I talked to Jared. So I got that going for me. Now I know it's shipped postal. So it's all in the hands of the United States Postal Service. It might take 2 days to get here. It might take 9 days to get here. Like, who knows?
Next Friday.
Because I shipped the giveaway to Mr. Hurley last Saturday. So a week as of today, and he's still, so far as I know, he hasn't mentioned that he's gotten it. But so far as I know, he has not received it yet. So we got that going for us as well. That's great.
That wasn't the one with the complete, incomplete.
No. Those all, everything shipped on the same day. Is that the 4th one? Everything shipped on the same day. I shipped everything out on the same day. So the fact that the one to Britain would have been there already.
Really?
Yeah. But apparently they don't consider the address to be complete. So is Hobbytown affiliated with AMain? AMain owns Hobbytown. Yes. So what it originally began as was AMain was just doing the like the web hosting and that kind of management. But a couple of years ago, they bought it. But opted to like buy it, but not like envelop it. And I don't know why. I still don't know why. Maybe it's because in this area, Hobbytown doesn't have this like name recognition that I would think that buying the Hobbytown name would be we got to keep that name because of the name recognition of Hobbytown. You know, if you're another food company and you buy Oreo, you keep the name Oreo because Oreo has name recognition. But if it's some Hobbytown is a huge name.
Okay.
We only just got one not that long, within 10 years?
And it's 40 minutes away.
It's 10. We got one 10 within the last 10 years, and it's 40 minutes away. That's our nearest one, Hobbytown, Corona. My hobby shop still retains its original name, but it is now a Hobbytown. So your hobby store is now AMain. Because their inventories are merged, basically. I almost got myself good with the forceps yesterday. Hobbytown is a big name over here in the Northeast. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Horizon tried to buy everything in the powers to be. He said, no. Closest to me is 3 hours. I think we have 8 or 9 in Washington State. Wow. Hobbytown is a huge name if the local owner does the work to make it huge. We went to the Hobbytown, the local one, fairly recently. The only reason I go to Hobbytown is to buy paint.
Or bodies.
Sometimes bodies. The amount of actual crawler-related stuff in that Hobbytown you could have fit in one shopping cart. Almost like they've abandoned it altogether. Did you see those bearing inserts so the weight stays at the bottom of the wheel? Yes, we were just talking about the Rock Tech, for which we are reserving judgment until I have had an opportunity to test them. Now, I will say this, because I think this is free and fair to say, regardless of whether I've tested them in my hands or not. There's a phrase, in design and engineering. And it rhymes with points of failure. They've introduced multiple points of failure. The inner part of your insert is now hard plastic. Inside that hard plastic is what I call a bearing that looks like one of J-Lo's earrings, which is definitely some weird bearing size, which will not be readily available to you should any sort of foreign matter or detritus get into there. Yeah, just don't get them dirty, wet, or compress the tire at all. Hobbytown in Springfield, Missouri has about 4 pairs, no full sets in sight, of Proline crawler tires. End of list.
Yes. If you want mismatched tires, Hobbytown.
So I'm glad to see your Hobbytown and my Hobbytown operate the same way, because they have a lot of the same thing where it's like 1 pair of this tire, 1 pair of this tire. How has no one just not walked around the building and gone, there's 1 pair of these tires, we should order in another pair of these tires? God forbid your rig takes a tumble and now your expensive insert is 1,000 pieces inside your tire. Like I say, I am absolutely, I think justifiably, reserving final judgment, but I am as skeptical as one would imagine.
It's magic plastic.
They do have a shitload of Tamiya paint, though. Ours does as well. Always 2 colors. Pick 2 colors. They're out. And why do I say 2 colors? What are the 2 colors of paint that you drove to the Hobbytown to get? That's the ones that they're out of. The ones that, like, if I go to a hobby store, I'm not buying black, white, silver, blue, yellow, red. I'm not buying any primary colors. I'm buying Tamiya cobalt blue. I'm buying the color I painted the spider, whose name I can never remember, Corsa gray. I'm buying Corsa gray. I'm buying stuff like that. Is the price of them too high for what they are? Well, they are 2.16 grams per dollar. And by comparison, no-name Amazon brass is usually between 6 and 7 grams per dollar. So they're 300% the cost of buying other brass. So the question is, does that system function well enough and consistently enough that it is going to justify that cost? We all recognize, more often than not, Rock Tech replacement bearings are listed for $20.
That's cheap.
And the Hobbytown in Corona, if you're not a Traxxas fanboy, you don't belong there. Last time I was there, they didn't even have that much Traxxas. $20 per bearing. The full set is $100. To replace the bearings costs $40. So 2 bearings cost the same as buying. Where are they? Where are they? I shoved them in the drawer.
I guess you only put them in front. As knuckle weights.
Yeah. So these are the new chunky knuckle weights that the sellers list as F10, H10, AR44, and I think they also say AR45, and that doesn't work. So think just F10, H10, AR45. These were $33. So this is significantly less than the cost. Now, of course, they are for F10s and not AR45s. But $33 now gets you, still set to pounds, 300 grams. 300 grams. This is 300 grams for $33. Proline is giving you 208 grams for $100. And the issue of it is, these are going to have to be amazing. Those will have to be outstanding to justify that cost, because we've got little bits spinning around a magnet inside a vehicle that, like, vehicles that don't explicitly get treated super nice all the time. We've all taken tumbles down off of rocks and whatnot. And you find out that there's weak links everywhere. There's weak links everywhere, man. And when I look at a solid plastic inner insert portion with moving parts inside of it, I don't think, oh, well, that's going to make things more simple. I feel like the lack of tuning is the issue. For $100, I will begin to forgive it if they do things. If the add-on weights didn't cost an additional $50.
Because how much is the add-on? I mean, grams is the add-on weight.
It's another 108 gram weight. So your tuning choices are you can either have 108 grams or you can have 216 grams. That's it. There's no in-betweens. The weights should be more granular. They should come in smaller pieces, much like how Deluxe does with the tungsten slugs. And if they came with 3 different outers of 3 different densities, I would already be a lot more accepting.
Yeah.
Gimme this right here. What do you think this costs? Well, like, how much can one of these cost? A penny? Let's go as high as 3 cents. All right? If they gave us 3 different sets, I would be like, okay, all right, I see where they're going with this. Because if you go to Hobby Recreation Products in Utah and you order any of the Power Hobby tires, the Power Hobby tires come as tires with not just dual stage inserts, but the dual stage inserts have 2 different foams, different densities of foam for the outsides, in tires that cost $25 a pair. Proline, come on.
Well, I mean, look at Tintins. Isn't those like $20 for a set? So $5 a piece?
You can get them as low as 15. I thought I might have one of the stock foams from the Power, but that's the thing. I use them. Yeah. They're absolutely serviceable dual stages, so I put them in other tires. So I think both the set from the Defenders and the sets from the Armors are already in other tires. I mean, name brand dual stage inserts are expensive. We're accustomed to this. It's what they're doing to us. Otherwise, you can kind of cobble together your own solution for your own situation. $100 for inserts is, I mean, I'm going through all the tires on the rack, and it's single stage all the way across. Everything's got single stages in it. Because basically, I'm not a lightweight always guy. I'll never be a lightweight always guy. But until your vehicle crosses a certain weight threshold, you can just get away with open cell foams. Like, open cell foams work. Open cell foams have been conclusively shown to work.
Look at Diablo's so heavy, he needs to use the RC four-wheel drive.
I know, he needs the heavy densities. Well, I mean, it is definitely possible to go too far. I have lost my mind. Oh, it's still in the shock tower. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Womp.
You have lost your mind.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Look where it is.
You guys are going to watch me change every conceivable part on this. Proline sits there saying, okay, look, you are all of a similar generation to me, right? Right? We're closer together than we're farther apart. Yes, I feel this is safe. Many of you, I would imagine, except for, I mean, we're going to leave Mr. Hurley out of this. Whenever we can make a pop culture reference, Mr. Hurley does that look like a dog does when he hears a sound it doesn't understand. So there was a movie, Tim Robbins in it, called The Hudsucker Proxy. And in The Hudsucker Proxy, Tim Robbins brings them the drawing. And it looks like this. It's this from the side. And then from the front, it looks like this. And he goes, you know, for kids. So all I can imagine is they went into the... I can't write and talk at the same time. So they showed up at the Proline products meeting, and the guy brought this out, and he went, for crawlers. And people just looked at him blankly, and he goes, but we're going to put magnets up here, and then it's going to have a weight down here. And they were like, oh, and guys were like throwing chairs around the room, and I imagine the place just kicked off. It was like, down to the, for crawlers. So as soon as I saw that guy show it opened up, Hudsucker Proxy immediately flew into my mind. So all final judgments are reserved, but I think the truth and the reality of it is, if you click on the compatibility page on the Horizon website, it says 10.3 and Capra. That's it. So come on, this. I am not putting them on a 10.3 nor a Capra. Because if this is quote unquote universal fitment, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take you up on that. Did you get the Bigfoot sticker with it? I think the Bigfoot sticker comes with every element. Let's see. We can stab the plastic open. Okay, so the Bushido does have a different sheet. The Bushido does have a Bushido specific sheet. I think that the part for the axle mounted part is to hold the weight in the right orientation. Yeah, it's a magnet. And as I said, hey, you ever thrown a magnet in the dirt before? If you haven't, grab a magnet, throw it in the dirt, and then go pick it up. It looks like a porcupine. It looks like Wooly Wooly. I think a lot of us are going to... I think adopters of the Rock Tech are going to have Wooly Woolies on them. So we've got some 80s graphics. We've got a bunch of Bushidos in different colors. So no Bigfoot. Yeah. They've replaced the Bigfoot with whatever this is. Terrifying. I don't understand this. If that's a meme, I don't know what that meme is. I know you have died of dysentery. My driving scares me too. But I don't know what that is. I feel like Mr. Hurley right now. I feel like what Mr. Hurley must feel like when we make very specific pop culture references that were, for pop culture things that occurred during the time when he was busy being exploderated. Although I think Hudsucker Proxy predates him being exploded. Sawtooth Turner must be working today. He usually shows up like an hour in or so. Those are some of the best stickers I've seen for an RTR. They're not bad. I mean, they'll go in the box, if I remember. Mr. Turner sent me a picture that he has already received Rattlecat, and as I looked at it, I turned my head, and I looked over there, and the little name plaque that says Rattlecat was still sitting on the bench. So, I as you can see, I obviously remembered to ship that. What's pop culture? He gets us. That guy gets us. He knows what's up.
Just put it in an envelope and send them stickers.
That guy knows what's up. Has anyone heard from young Mr. Spain? By the next time we hear from Mr. Spain, he might have caught up to us in age. It's been at least 3 months.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah. I mean, the blind guy wasn't here for over 3 months, so kind of the same thing. Look. Yeah. How did Steve get Rattlecat already and my guy's still in the mail? Phew. Did Old Blue have a name badge?
those the forgotten ones.
Sandy, Ruby. There's Ruby. Randall. Vanimal. And we've got rigs that were disassembled. They also have. Oh, there's the other stack. There we go. The Colonel, Kronk, Lord Pennaby. I apparently made 2 for Tapas, and there's another one for Randall. Clifford was here for a little while. Missing link. That's another one. Scarlet. There's another one. Scarlet's not here. Oh! Okay. You'll have to listen. You'll have to listen real close. Listen real close. I remembered where it was. Well, you should be able to hear that. I'll put the screws back.
Might as well. Know where they are.
Otherwise I'll lose them. Did Old Blue have one? Bam. Yes, he did. Here's my
Forgotten vehicles.
here's my stack of undeployed name tags. I only have a couple. Most are for rigs that are gone, some for rigs that have been disassembled, and others are for rigs that got crammed into spots where there's no place to hang this. Like Phoenix is now a wall hanger, which seems cruel because he used to have a slot, but he got displaced by trail rigs. Randall and Clifford are amazing RC names. You should make a plaque with name tags for those that have left the canyon. The Canyon Memorial. I know. It's not morbid at all.
But do you include Turistas?
No.
Volume 1?
No, not Teresa's. Just those that have come before and since left.
Those that aren't with us any longer. Plaque for the homies.
Pour one out for the homies. Sent Laughing Disco for 250 joules. What are joules? What are we doing? Is something happening? I saw a Jeep Red Wrangler with Clifford on the sides of the hood. Got a sensible chuckle from that. Yeah.
The dog or the name?
Spider and Red Rider didn't get name tags. Nope. They were never built to be here. This guy won't get one either. He will depart essentially nameless, unnamed, one of the unnamed. Bushido. Memorial plaque turns into a memorial wall, and in a few years the fence by Deadline will be covered with name tags. As we sit in remembrance. I'm not building nothing. I'm unbuilding. This is unbuildering. And the high point of it is that it's an element, so I don't even have to pay attention to what I'm taking off. I don't need a manual. I just put it back together. And I get to drill holes in it, which is kind of a fun bonus. How long did it take to clean the wife and kids' wheel on Wednesday rig? About an hour. And it took about an hour. Because I have the Kaiweets! The Kaiweets pressure washer was worth every penny that I didn't pay when they sent it to me for free. I would not buy it again. If they offered to send me another one, I would absolutely. I like it more than the Fantic one because of the reservoir. The reservoir is potentially game changer status. Status.
Depends where you live.
Status. What is your method for shimming a diff correctly, and what is the most important element? I would say carbon, because we're carbon based. You'd think I was going to say oxygen, but I would go with carbon. It is the shim, any shims required on the pinion. If this can play side to side and you don't have 7mm shims or whatever is necessary to shim a spool that isn't the width to go between the bearings, you can make up for a lot of that. Like if it has a tendency to ride away from the drive side, you can put a you can put a shim between the inner bearing and the pinion, increase the depth of the pinion a little more, and it will engage even if that gear is trying to walk to the side. So my method for shimming is start with nothing, meaning you have the pinion in place and you have the spool in between the bearings. And first thing you want to check is, how much can I move the spool in between the bearings? Generally, you won't be able to move it at all. It's in very rare situations that you will be able to move it. Then you are going to, holding everything in place, you're going to turn it and you're going to take the pinion and you're going to see, can I move that pinion in and out at all, right? So you're going to move it out and you're going to rotate the pinion in both directions. If it gets clattery in one direction, that generally means that your insertion is either too deep or not deep enough. It's going to be in between. So you're either going to need a shim on the inside or a shim on the outside. It's very, very rare that you need a shim on both. The only time you're going to encounter a shim on both is in those instances where you've bought some cheap AliExpress or Amazon sourced axle housings that are just, they eyeballed it all, right? And then you're just shimming the living hell out of it to get it to fit. More often than not, when putting shims between the bearings on the spool, you have the drive side where the ring is and the coast side. That was Mr. Hurley who told me what those were, because there's the gear side and the non-gear side. So apparently it's the drive side and the coast side. More often than not, you will be shimming it on the coast side to push the teeth of the ring away from the pinion. It is a rare instance when I have to put a shim behind the ring gear on the drive side to push it into the pinion. You can usually feel the resistance start immediately. And I would also like to point out, if you have never had to go through the experience of doing this, this is because you bought good stuff. You didn't buy cheap crap. As soon as you start, there's no shims. There's no inner shim on this. There's no shims between the spool. That spool is an element spool and an element axle with an element pinion and an element axle, and they mesh together the way they should. The problem is that the snoot, the actual gear part of the pinion, is far too small, and you can generate enough torque to pry the ring gear away from the pinion, and then they eat each other. This is not an issue that commonly occurs with AR-45 style gears, because I have had AR-45 gears go out of mesh due to whatever reason, broken bolts in the spool, shattered bearings, whatever, and it'll just keep going. It'll just keep going. The Economoo's front axle was basically a grenade on the inside, and I drove him all the way back to the car. He was still drivable. If you start to hear the crunchy ratchets from an element axle, it's done. You're replacing everything. The ring's gone. The pinion's gone. The inner bearing is most likely gone. It's all gone.
Well, at least they don't just lock up.
Touch wood, I haven't killed my gatekeeper ring and pinion yet. Yeah. You probably won't. Baseline is the only element axle in the fleet that has the machined ring and pinion in it. Every other rig, the Pickle, the Gate Rover, all of them are still running stock because they will stay tight. And all you have to do, if anybody watched that episode of The Experiment, is make sure every once in a while the drive shaft is attached, you can do it. Just give this a little tug. Give it a little tug and make sure it doesn't move. Because there's no play on this. There's no play on this because it's brand new. Once play starts to form in this, you might need to shim it from the inside. It's the same preventative maintenance that has to be done to anything else. The problem with Element is that tiny pinion, that tiny snoot on the pinion, which, again, I'm doing that thing where I operate off of this thing I call assumptions.
Everyone knows.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Everyone's seen an Element pinion.
Everybody's seen an Element pinion. I think I threw that one Element pinion away because it was chewed.
And now, do you take out the explodable bearing or no?
Well, the new axle housings have the new bearing.
Is that a new actual house?
It's a 5x12.
Okay.
So, let me find the least greasy example that I can. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an element pinion. That's an element pinion, and I realize banana hands give you nothing for scale. This is an AR-44 pinion. Do we see the difference? Hey, element pinion, there's the pinion that she told you not to worry about.
There's your daddy.
So if you want to know why element pinions are definitely more prone to go grenade, this is why. They had no reason to make this small. If we want to, oh, you want to see another one? Fine. If you want to be like that. This is an element pinion, and this is a straight cut TRX4 pinion. Once again, right? They designed a very loud point of failure. That pinion is too small. Now, if the gears were machined, if they came machined from the factory, you know what they could do? They could get away with it. But they are not machined, and sintered gears cannot withstand nearly the abuse. Yeah. Whenever anybody talks about sintered gears, and they're like, oh, gosh, it's trash. It's trash. Here's the thing. No, they just didn't make it right. They made it way too small, and the element gets as sharp as a razor blade. Yes, it does. They will shark tooth real bad. All of the gears, there are no machined gears in a TRX4. They're all powder metal. They're all sintered. If you can find a person that has broken a Traxxas portal gear or stripped out a Traxxas ring and pinion, they have truly done something. Now, portal input gears, yeah, they're like 9-tooth. You can break those things. But I call those slipper clutches for the axle. Never buy the hardened input gears for TRX4 because you're just going to move that point of destruction up the chain where it's going to be more expensive and time-consuming to repair. A broken input gear on a TRX4 can be replaced in 10 minutes. You could do it in the field if you had to, but it happens so rarely, no one is carrying a Traxxas input gear around them. What is shark toothing an indication of? My Mia straights are doing it. So what you have is you have a tremendous amount of load on the drive side of the gear, and because you have an unfair fight, you've got a 30-tooth gear fighting an 8-tooth gear, which means each tooth of the ring gear gets touched once. They get touched. Each gear on the pinion gets touched 3.75 times. So the pinion is getting absolutely demolished by the ring gear. This is the same thing. Just look at spur and pinion on here. This is an 87. This is going to be an 18. This might be plastic, and the other one might be metal. But that plastic is going to literally beat the life out of the metal one. And because you don't spend a lot of time zooming around in reverse, all of the gear wear is on one side of the gear. So what that metal is going to do, especially with helical gears, is it is going to try to de-helical it, and you're going to get shark toothing. Pinions will shark tooth as well, but it's just that they start like this. How about straight from above? The tooth starts like this, right? There's your tooth. And then we're driving forward, you're driving forward. And then all of the teeth look like that. They're all just slightly bent over. And then as someone found out, you can take that gear and say you did a flip. Say you were running it this way, and then you flipped it. So now it's rotating the other direction. Basically, you flip that gear around. So like, where did the pinion go? Who took the pinion? The blind guy took the pinion. No, I'll use a bigger pinion so it's easier to see. That'll be even easier. So, biggest pinion I could find. You're running it this way, right? And then you put it in another gearbox, and you have to go this way and flip it around. Well, now the shark's teeth are aiming the other way. This gear has remembered where this, and as soon as you reverse it, it's going to sound like a buzzsaw. Because it basically is. You've turned it into a saw blade, and now the saw blade is going to try to do its very best to destroy its former companion. Just treat them as disposable. Once it starts to get... a Robinson pinion gear is $6. Replacing a spur gear, probably about $6. If it's less than $10, just it's the cost of doing business. Just put another gear in it, man.
Maintenance.
It's maintenance. Maintenance is real. And here's the thing. If you don't have to, what's the best straight axle for value? Probably me as nylon straights. So Element looked at the competition and went, we know better. Yes.
We'll make it our own.
I've blown the portal gears on my Defender twice, both of them. You are doing something. What are your thoughts on the Element sale where you get the Comfox and the Cattleman kit for $400? You know what? At first blush, it sounds like a lot. But you can make an excellent trail rig out of...
Both of them combined?
Yeah, like, what I would do, take the portals off the Comfox, put them on the Cattleman, which basically transforms it into the RC10 TT trail truck. Put the straight axles on the Comfox. Build the Comfox as the thing that goes on rocks. Take your portaled Cattleman and use it as a thing that doesn't go on rocks. It's not a bad deal. If you look at it from the perspective of $200 each,
Yes.
that's not bad. $200 is fair for a Comfox. $200, I will say, is fair for a Cattleman. And be sure to dye your parts. Dye them UPS brown. Hang them from string. Get that axle housing and hang it from string. Dye it half one color, then flip it over and hang it the other way and dye it the other color. Make some Irish flag axles, right? Just go crazy. Please do not mount white plastics. I dyed all of mine green. Like, here's the parts I didn't use. Look how nice they are. It's a nice Kelly. Is that a Kelly green? It's a nice like Kelly green. It's nice. Never. Cattleman for $369? Absolutely not. Comfox for $399? Under no circumstances.
I would get one free.
But under BOGO, I could be convinced.
Look how much money you saved. That's $800 value.
To quote my grandmother, look how much money I saved by buying this thing. I tried to dye mine black and they came out Charles Hurley purple. Because there's no such thing as black dye. That's why they called it indigo ink. It's just very, very dark blue, basically. Black, that's boring. You can buy black ones.
Yes.
If you're going to dye it,
Get your own.
Get yourself some yellow ochre, man. Dye it something that people go, but why would you do that? Pink. Dye those things carnation pink. Makes me want to buy it. Makes me want to get a two-for deal. Makes me want to get a two-for deal so that I can dye the axle parts on the Cattleman again and make a full-blown Barbie car. It'll be fun. Be a good time. Are we all the way apart yet? I feel like we're close. I'll dye it neon yellow. Yeah. And the infinite wisdom of Mr. Hurley himself. His latest edition says, green is green and purple is purple. Only what Mr. Hurley sees as green is not. And what Mr. Hurley sees as purple, also not.
Mr. Hurley was all colors are gray.
No, that's one of the AA runs. That he says that one's gray and that one is also gray.
Okay.
Yeah, do the axles up tie-dye.
Yes. Rastafari it.
Oh, dude, some red, gold, and green? Woo! That tritone on there? They do make aerosol dye. You can do some stuff. Okay, the front axle feels a lot better than the back one. But, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Do you pop them and make sure there's grease in it?
Yeah, I do. I pop. And when you've got a rig this far pulled apart, I don't really have any excuses to not open it up and make sure it's greased. So he put a picture of green, and then he put a purple dot, and next to that he said purple, and he put a picture of a green apple. And here's the thing. We'll never know. We'll never know so many things. We'll never know what Mr. Hurley sees. We'll never know if he's just messing with us. And honestly, if he's just messing with us, I'm on board. I'm all for it. How about baby blue? Yeah. Splitting the cost with a friend for the 2 rigs and each getting one would make it worth it to me. Yeah, but the guy that gets the Comp Fox is getting a better deal.
Yeah. One of you's getting robbed.
Yeah, the Cattleman will make you a fine trail rig, but I wouldn't try to go beyond it with that. It's going to take too much effort and investment. Yeah, we're gonna do some things. We're gonna do some things. Have we got this pulled apart yet? Surprisingly, no. You would think. You could think a lot of things. Give him a coat of tartan paint. I can relate with Mr. Hurley. Oh. Just been using an RC excavator to work on the crawler course. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this.
That sounds like you got time.
Well, I own 3 wheelbarrows and more than 2 rakes. What do you think of that? And I've moved 90 tons of construction debris with my wheelbarrows and rakes and sometimes a shovel. I have a shovel that has been used so much that the blade is the same length as my hand. It's my favorite shovel. And the whole handle is covered in hockey tape because it was a fiberglass handle and it started, and a water hose that leaks. They all leak. Every single hose leaks. To do the repairs on Hannah, Montana, I had to plug in a section of blown up Costco hose, which is attached to a double female leader hose, which is attached to a hose reel, which has another blown Costco hose. So it's only about 40 feet long. And then that's attached to another hose that the end got completely seized and wouldn't turn. So I had to cut the end off of it and put a new end on that hose. And about 4 feet from the other end of that hose, it has a pinhole in it that will sometimes spray you in the neck with a jet of water. So I have a very leaky hose that is 4 hoses connected together. And I can never shut the shutoff valve off completely, because if I do, the hose starts to like constrict up because it wants to explode at one of its weak points or joints. So the hose is constantly spraying a little mist, and because the pressure builds up, the hose kind of rolls around like a boa constrictor, and you'll be down there doing mortar work and it will spray you directly in your ass. So this guy's over here with an excavator, and I'm over here engaged in mortal combat with 5 garbage hoses. We're leading different lives, is what I'm trying to establish. Very different lives. So it goes like that. I'm assuming this is for a 3mm drill bit. Guess what I have? 3mm drill bits.
No, you don't want to use 2 point. Oh no, screw's going through it.
Screw going through it is a 3 indeed. Don't you hate it when it hits you in the neck? Oh man. No one likes a leaky hose, but where we live, we have 135 PSI at the inlet, so all the hoses leak. Every hose leaks. Most of the bibs leak. Don't wear khaki shorts if you have a leaky hose. That's good life advice, honestly. That's good life advice. Should we clamp this? Ship it. Just don't put your finger over the hole. It's walking. It's walking on me. I need a place to apply more pressure. I need
punch?
No, I need a clamp and a chunk of a 2x4. Got that, and you know what? I'm gonna bring 2 clamps because I'm feeling spicy. So I'm gonna clamp. Oh, I hope this clamp is big enough. I'm gonna clamp this 2x4 to my bench. Oh man, these clamps. Have I had these for a little while? Yes. I ain't no real woodworker. I'm a fake woodworker. I got quick grip, quick clamps. I ain't no woodworking stuff.
All your clamps should be Bessie's.
Yeah, should have some good stuff. Yeah, it's almost amazing how much faster that went through that metal. You know, when I could actually apply some pressure to it. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try to deburr that though.
Countersink.
It's inside the rail. It's all burred out.
Nah.
You know what it'll be?
Fine.
It's gonna be fine. No one should worry about it. There's no way I can direct the camera to what I'm doing. So you're just gonna have to pretend. Oh, here's what I can do. So edge of bench, 2 quick clamps, just clamped a 2x4. Look at this. Look at this. That's perfect woodworker jig stuff. Pop this off. There's my extra hole. Bonus hole. Bonus hole. I'm gonna step on some of those shards of metal later. It'll be great. I don't know if you're looking forward to it, but I know that I am. Now, do I have a tiny little babby countersink to where I can deburr the inside of that tool?
Is the head of the cone Dremel too big?
No. No, it is not. Now, will I be able to jam it down in between the rails? Good question. I'm glad you asked. I did just buy some new cones for drilling out bodies that are too thin. Not that manufacturers are at all guilty of making bodies that are too thin. They would never do that. My mom and dad's house out in Yucca Valley has about 100 PSI. Yeah, we're over 130. I feel like you've built at least 1 or 2 pieces of furniture that's inside your house. A chair, a table, possibly a bed.
Built a desk?
Multiple desks. That's my second iteration of a desk in there. I built my whole entertainment center. Oh, it works the trick! That's got that Canyon custom action on it. Hand hewn by a damned idiot. You can't get this kind of whatever the hell this is. You can't get this anywhere else. You can't get this anywhere. I challenge you. I openly challenge you to get this kind of pseudo quality anywhere else. I forgot my Rhino 095 Pros exploded internally today. The weird locking pin that holds the seal pack together popped off its land and they coughed all their guts up. Man, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. Can't rule it out. Same time. I knew I didn't like those spring clips. I knew I didn't like them. Yeah. Let me think. Okay. So I've got 2 Han filing cabinets that were rescued from a dumpster. They've been through a fire. They're full of things like spray paint and door hinges. Wood putty. I've got 2. They have a little logo on them. McDowell and Craig. Manufactured by McDowell and Craig from Norwalk, California. I have these 2 little cabinets that like have a real 40s, 50s vibe on them.
Well, at one point in time, did those things have like glass doors?
They had glass doors. The other side still has glass doors. When we found the other ones, they were on the patio of the house when we moved in. So the other two have glass doors. This one doesn't. Everything else in here, aside from the chair you're sitting in and the stool I have, the spider stool I have from the Lowe's, I've built
And
all the
white
desks, benches. Oh, yes. When one of the places my wife worked, they had a bench that was probably for like printers or something. And we have modified that to fit. It's where it's where the 3D printers live. And the trail rigs. The trail rigs live above the 3D printers. Is the wheelbase at around 12.3? No, the Bushido is like 11 point something. 11.4? Yeah, 11.4. It's the short one. You also give me the vibe that you have a doorknob set, but only one side of it, but you have no ability to get rid of it. Don't make me go over to that Han filing cabinet and pull out the U.S. Postal Service box that's full of nothing but doorknobs. That will never go back in my house.
I only keep the key part.
I really, really, really hate Friday traffic. I just hate all traffic.
Yes, traffic does suck.
So what you have to consider, Mr. Hurley, is that based on that statement, people could be led to believe that you don't have any issues with like Tuesday traffic or Thursday traffic.
Just Friday traffic.
Only Friday traffic. Mr. Hurley has no express issue with other traffics, just Friday. Ugh. I don't know what kind of grease that is, but I don't like it. Also, that's not in the right place, really. That top shaft gear just looks dry. Like, is there any grease on that? Maybe a little. Maybe a little. Sploppity splop. Splabbity splap.
So you just jam your syringe in there and put more in?
Ew. It's real. It's real baby poopy. Lithium based. I feel like I've smelled that grease before. Like that exact grease.
Yeah, it's from
Thursday traffic in the IE is the worst, and he's not wrong, because the IE is in the middle of nowhere. Shout out to the middle of nowhere. So following the time, and we all remember what the time was, following the time, a lot of people got put on flex schedules and just never got taken off of them. So Friday traffic in Southern California is actually not that bad because most people are working from home. I mean, it's still traffic. It's still Southern California, but Thursday is significantly worse. Gotta get that 54 out there. Because I've tried it. This is what it comes down to. I've tried the 6.5. Get out of here! I've tried the 6.5%, and it doesn't do a damn thing. All right, we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna be unwise. I bought a secure 70 amp combo, but I did something in sign mode. Doesn't work now. It's not a settings issue. What's a good pancake combo to replace? Rhino S20 with secure 120. Okay, if sign mode doesn't work, how can you say with confidence that it is not something settings related? Because one of the visitors to the canyon confessed to me that he somehow accidentally like factory reset his Escape 70, and we hooked it up to his programmer, and I showed him a screen of all of the factory settings, and he put them to the factory settings, and after that it worked. So I like the Escape 70 to the point where I basically run them untuned. I don't do anything. And the guy from Hyper has sent me setup sheets, and
You even have one of his servos. ESCs.
I have two. I can't really be bothered. Also, you didn't like my old sandwich meat bin of screws and bits? Oh my god, it's horrifying. So here we go. Unwise. Easy. Number 2. Do you want to know why I can do this with some degree of confidence? Because MIP bits are not explicitly cheap, but they are also worth it. Because as long as I make sure this 1.5 is seated all the way, bow. Ooh. Shiny. Add that 53 to the bin with the infinity number of 53s that are currently in the bin.
So did they give you the gear or you have to buy the gear?
They give you both. It always comes with that. And then the instructions say, put a little grease in the hole. And I don't listen.
In the screw hole?
Yeah. Huh. Because we're using the screw as a tap. There's no threads inside the nylon gear. So we're just hogging a 2.5 millimeter screw.
Okay.
2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, 2 millimeter. It's one of those. Looks like a 2.5. We're just hogging it into nylon. So if you have a driver bit that is at all loose inside that screw head, it's going to strip out immediately. Or you're going to drop it. Son of a glap. It fell in the rug. Ha ha ha!
Popped it up.
Thought it could fool me. Thought it could fool me. I did the firmware update, and I tried several crawler setups that I found online. That is weird.
Well, you can always try to contact Secure directly.
Yeah, couldn't hurt to shoot an email to Secure.
How do I turn my size function?
See, Hizzy always puts a little grease in the holes. I like to live dangerously.
Raw.
I like to go in raw. We're just going to use the blue on this because we have a lot of it, and as you can tell, I haven't used it yet. So this is the collection of manufacturers that Sawtooth Turner has arrived because a 20 gifted just showed up, and that's how we know.
That's his sign-on?
That's his sign-on. He doesn't even say anything in the chat. He just appears and drops 20. So we're really gonna grease this. And this is a variety. Do they all use the same blue grease? We don't know. Stopping by to drop some gifts. Been a busy day for me. See, he's off doing stuff. Look at that, hitting the 20. Sawtooth Turner has arrived. So, putting this back together. I think I've decided what we're going to put in it as well. I think I made that decision mere moments ago. Because it was in the corner of my vision. This tractor over. And if we're mixing lithium grease with lithium grease, look at the I don't know, what do you call it? Look at the stringiness. It's like those old ads for like Marvel Mystery Oil or Lucas Oil Additive. That's pretty good. We'll go with the blue. We're going with the blue. This guy's getting the blue. And you think I'm cleaning out that yellow stuff? Hell no. Hell no. Did we talk about the guy who left a review for the insert weights? Doesn't own them, doesn't own a crawler, but he's like, you got to get these. It's one of my favorite things that I've read on the internet. And I said that there's a certain collective of people out there doing reviews on the internet. And I said, those guys had better watch out because this guy is coming in hot. He's like, I've never seen it. I've never driven a crawler before. I don't even own one, but I would get these. And I had to think to myself, it was written too incoherently to potentially be an AI bot. But like, what is that? What's that guy's everyday like? What's that guy's day-to-day like?
Writing reviews, apparently.
That's crazy stuff. Like I say, any and all final judgments of the Rock Tech are reserved until I've driven the Rock Tech. Does Desert Lizard with no internal springs, low C mini T's, and spring retainer work? I don't see why it wouldn't. I think there's a little, well, you know what? Again, I don't want to be the guy from the Horizon website, so
Technically, isn't it just a spring?
let's find out. Let us find out. If we turn an internal spring shock into an eternal spring shock. Now, in full transparency, ooh, will this slip on? Will this? Do I not have to take anything apart? Ooh. Okay. This is going to be ugly. This is going to be ugly, but we can do it. Now, this Desert Lizard currently has a spring inside of it. So it's going to make it look oddly overcompressed. But I would say yes. I would say yes, that absolutely will work. Look at that. Look at that right there. Now, this shock should be out here like this. But this is now internal, external. See, if I push it down, it can't push back out because of the internal spring. I had the question in my mind was, how does the base of the spring fit over the little adjustment nut on the Desert Lizard? And it fits fine. You know what? That doesn't look half bad. You're still stuck with the real problem up here of the you have to use their bespoke end, or you take yourself so. Oh God, we're learning today. Are we learning? All right, here's what you do. So here are the bespoke little shouldered guys, and they go in there like that. And then you have to use a special screw from this side. This is just a button head, and it will clank it down, and you'll basically lock it in place. So you have to use flat heads out there that look like this, because then the flathead is basically making the remainder of the hollow ball, right? Or what you can do is this. My recommendation.
What about like a counter?
If you were to take, like, this is just a normal, this is a 5.7 by 7.5, right? And what they won't do is usually, well, see, I already did it. I already did it to this one. Can you see the little silver right there? I just take this guy, little tapered reamer, and I go like this. And then you can just use a regular hollow ball in the end. Now, you will still, it's preferable to use the screws that have bigger heads like that. See that little action? But then you're not confined. Like, you can run this in double shear a lot more easily. I don't know if it will fit bow ties. I don't think it will. I think they're a little too big. Well, yeah, you got to ream it out a little bit more if you want to get a bow tie through it. But it will fit. I haven't done this one. Because I like to run my Desert Lizards upside down whenever possible. And if you're trying to run them in anything double shear, like, these are the longer balls for Vanquish. So now you can put this on an F10. And you just ream that, like, it's tight. It's not going to pop off. That's my amateur tip from an idiot in the shed. There it is. Mr. Hurley said, what's a bow tie? It's like a regular tie, but it has this, like, 2 triangle shape, and it's up high at the neck.
All knotted up.
Yeah, it's all knotted up in the neck. I refer to these fasteners as bow ties because they look kind of like bow ties.
What fasteners are they?
They're the 11.4 millimeter from Traxxas. So, can you mini T a Desert Lizard? Yes. They would also be kind of long travel because you wouldn't have the limitations of internal springs. So you'd have that going for you. I'd never considered an external spring Desert Lizard, but honestly, that went together pretty easily. I might consider it now. Get the hamburger. Best burger ever, says the lifelong vegan at a restaurant he's never been inside. Sir, what you've done is described the internet. Who is crazier, me, Jerry, or Steve Turner? I
What is your definition of crazy?
Yeah, what's the definition of crazy? Right? Crazy has a lot of acceptable definitions. I don't know who of you is more crazy.
You haven't been muting?
No. No. I figured it out now, though. That's a proper old school way of doing the shock mounting. Thought of that, died in the 80s. Was common back in the ACOM's 27 megahertz radio. That is going back. I apologize if this has been covered. I just caught the beginning and ended up missing an hour.
What did he ask? He just assembled a Bushidito. That's what he asked.
Anyway, box dimensions are inside the box. What?
Inside the box, eh? That's crazy.
11.2 pound Defender Army truck. 6x6 is 9 pounds so far. You said bow tie, and my thought went straight to low-C buggy tires. Bow ties, yes. Running dual 120 millimeter rear shocks for towing. Yes, it's still flexible with softest springs and 35 weight. Well, weight isn't going to affect the compressibility of shock, only rebound. Heaviest thing here is Bruce, 16 pounds. He's actually inching ever gradually closer to 17. But he does, by and large, carry his own spares. He carries two 4200 batteries on him all the time. He's got a toolbox on the roof. He can repair himself. His full-size spare is a full-size spare. God, these are horrible. Those stamped plastic slipper eliminators, man. If it wasn't so damned expensive to put slippers on everything, I would put a slipper on this. But it is very expensive to purchase slippers, and I can't afford to do it for everyone. I do apologize. I would if I could. But if you want to buy a slipper, I needed to put a slipper on a Kano Moo, so I bought an Avid Triad, and it was $50. How can you retain the light function on a Yikong 4107? Okay, so there's a couple of ways. You can go to a radio that also has all of those light functions on the receiver. I know one of the Fly Skies does it. Or you can purchase an aftermarket lighting controller module and plug the lights into that. Or you can ignore things like turn signals and just attach the lights to just a normal receiver. And then you'll still have lights, and you can put an electronic switch, but you won't have turn signals and stuff like that. But turn signals and brake lights are interesting for about 90 seconds.
If you want those, you got to get a light controller.
You got to get a light controller because they're interesting for moments, and then you're like, God, I wish that it wouldn't put the blinkers on every time I turned my steering wheel. Because if you lived in the real world and your blinker was attached to your steering wheel, not like a stalk, you'd lose your mind. Every time you put any pressure on the whip, tick, 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 tick. I'd like blinkers on like a mechanical switch so that you could actually turn your blinkers on. That'd be cool. Hot RC has one as well, it says. Oh, yeah, Mias also has one.
Lighting controllers?
Did the Zool last long enough to get to the car Sunday? Here's what's crazy. The Zool was on a 2200. The Classic was on a 3300. And if you want to talk about the impacts of weight, the greater impacts of weight, when we got to the car and I pulled the batteries out and tested them on the checker, they were both at 27%. So the Zool used 73% of a 2200, and the wife's Origin Classic half cab used 73% of a 3300. So that heavy weight, that's weight. Nothing you can do about it. Because the Zool is like 5 pounds and a little, and Origin Classics over 8. A lot of plastic. Yeah. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do for radio with this thing. We're gonna figure it out. I can't find that other little 6. I'm just gonna grab another one. If I can find the screw container that it's sitting on. Blinkers on make RC cars look like cheap toys. I don't disagree. I don't like blinkers. Lights are not fun on an RC. Careful.
Unless you're driving in the dusk.
Headlights and taillights, everybody likes. Everybody likes headlights and taillights. I would also go so far as to say that if these had bulbs in them and they lit up, nobody would be mad about it. I think everybody likes a roof bar of lights as well, provided that you can turn it on and off. I can do without turn signals and indicators and all of that stuff. I don't need that.
Unless you're going for that, whatever crawlers call them, scale.
But I will say this. If you are to fit only one type of light to a vehicle, rock lights. Rock lights are 100% functional. Because when you crawl at night, rock lights will allow you to see what you would have to lay down on the ground with a headlamp in order to see what's under and beside and on the insides of the tires. Rock lights all day. And I say that because I outfitted 2 Origin Classics. One has headlights, taillights, and rock lights. That's mine. And one has headlights and taillights because my wife could care. She doesn't. If I asked her what's a rock light, she'd be like, a light you use on rocks?
Well, technically it is true.
She would never know. Just going to say the Zool couldn't weigh 5 pounds. Yeah, it's so light. It's so light. Indicator light circuit has a physical isolator switch hidden in the rear wheel arch on the Patrol. Other side has a switch for roof bar and rock lights. Interior light and dash lights on oxygen. No, interior lights is going too far. What's the current bribery rate to get the offspring to go out on wheel on Wednesday? The wife says you're going with us. Or I should say in that context, the mother says you're going with us tomorrow. And the kid goes, what time? And the wife goes, the mother goes, 8 a.m. And the kid goes, aww. And then that's the end of that debate. That debate never gets to begin. The debate is over as soon as it begins. My fully blacked out TRX4 Defender has hidden police lights in the grille and front rear windows. Well, I mean, that's kind of cool. But saying all lights are bad is like saying I dislike this entire genre of music. You know.
Yes, because there is a song you might like.
Yeah, you're gonna find something. No, nobody. Try as hard as you may, try as hard as you might. You don't have enough energy to hate everything. You're going to incidentally find something that you like. Just on accident. The Queen has spoken, and so it shall be. That is correct. Why do you think I go to Anime Expo every year? You think I would go there? You think I go there voluntarily? That's crazy. That's crazy. So many people. I can feel it. I can feel it coming. It's there. It's lurking. We're like 70 days away. Like 9 weeks away. I guess that would be 10 weeks. 70 days would be 10 weeks, wouldn't it? 10 times 7? Yeah, the weekend of July 4th. We just started May. May, June. May and June. 2 months. 2 months and like 3 days. I think the first day is actually the 3rd. So the kid didn't say yeah, but no, the kid doesn't have any choice.
They do as told.
Most of my vehicles have no lights. Same. Let's think. Can we even think? Argenum. Argenum has headlights and rock lights and a bar.
Well,
Gary Musey has rock lights and no other lights.
And you
Gumby has
that for
Proline.
By the fire.
Oh, all of my vehicles that have lights, the only ones that were fitted with lights, not for Proline, are trail rigs. Okay. Bruce, Sheila, the 2 classics. The trail rigs have lights. The crawlers don't.
Yeah.
I put lights on Jolly Green so I could take it to Proline.
Yeah. See.
Oh, and this year, Proline, November 5th through 7th.
Thursday through Saturday.
Thursday through Saturday. Did they look at a calendar for last year on accident? Thursday through Saturday is weird, right? I don't know how many of you are familiar with how things work in two places, Southern California and the desert. But, hey, Mr. Hurley, put all those lights in a box. Send them to me. The wife would love lights in her TRX, in her G-Wagon. On November 5th, in the year of our Lord 2026, sunset is at 4:50 p.m.
So you can tell that, or you just kind of know?
You look it up on the almanac. And then the sunset the following day is at 4:48.
Okay.
And then the day before that is 4:46. Do you have any rigs with titanium, not for comp, just because of weight?
Yep.
Yes, unfortunately, yes, I do. Yes. Titanium, Mr. 1622, let me tell you something. If you've gotten to the point where titanium is the I only go to Proline for the night part. If you've gotten to the point where you're doing titanium, congratulations. You've reached the full level of obsession from which there is no return. And you can't, it's going to be 39 degrees though. Yeah.
Yes.
Daytime high will be like 55,
60.
maybe 60. And as soon as the sun goes boop, below the horizon, the temperature will drop 20 degrees. Well, no, okay. A titanium frame rail is going to drop no weight compared to a carbon rail at all. You buy those because you like the look.
Yes, you want color.
A titanium frame rail replacing, say, a steel C-channel is probably going to reduce some weight, right? But when I'm talking titanium, I'm talking about things like bags of titanium fasteners, where you're going to pay $4 per screw. The G-Wagon TRX6 is longer than a regular TRX6 G-Wagon. Mr. Hurley, do you know what this is? Does this look at all familiar? Do you know what this device is? There is no such. I have never met a wire that was too long or too short for what I needed it for. I had to resolder every single LED from the kit that is on my Origin Classic because the kit is essentially for a Phoenix, so nothing was long enough nor short enough. So you splice them, you take some other wire, and you solder them in, and you put your heat shrink over it. And if you get into a real zen state of mind, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We plug our way right through. We're putting an outrunner in it. Carbon links are a thing? Yeah, I've seen carbon links. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
What do you mean, links?
Links, like suspension links. Links that attach the axles to the chassis.
Yeah.
Links.
Well, normal thing people buy titanium for.
No, carbon.
Oh, okay.
No, titanium links, excellent idea. Very slippery. Carbon links, very bad idea.
Fragility.
Here's why. Carbon fiber is three-dimensional, right? It exists in the universe with us. It is strong on two of its axes and not very strong on the other one. So, some point of that carbon link is going to fail. It's either going to crack this way, it's going to crack this way, or more likely, whatever method that it is attached, whether it has a hole in it with a ball through it or a bushing or whatever, it's going to shatter right there because one of the three axes is going to give way. That's a terrible material to use for that purpose. Also, carbon doesn't slide remarkably well unless it's what your snowboard deck is made out of and you've waxed it and you're on snow. Yeah. But take your carbon fiber snowboard and just slide down some rock faces.
Go down the sand dunes.
Yeah, go down the sand dunes on your carbon fiber snowboard, and it will be smaller and lighter by the time you make it to the bottom.
I figure that's the same way with your link rods. They
Yeah.
rub on rocks.
They rub on rocks and they get worn.
They're going to make them weaker and weaker and weaker.
Baseline employs brass front lower links, which I made. And if you'll notice, they're ever so slightly D-shaped. Now his rears are aluminum, and they are absolutely D-shaped. They are worn flat. Aluminum and brass are both going to grind down a lot more slowly than carbon is. I can attack carbon with a Dremel and turn it into nothing pretty quickly. And you cannot thread carbon. That's true. You have to glue a grub screw into it. Points of failure. This all just goes back to why I'm withholding all judgment on the whole Proline shebang. We're going to see how it works.
Rock Tech.
Rock Tech! You got time for Rock Tech, brother? I'm looking forward to it. Like, if nothing else...
You get a video out of it.
If nothing else, I'll get a video out of it. And no one will be able to accuse me of being biased. I have a carbon bike. I'm not gonna hide it. I have one. I've got a Cervelo. Did it take me a while to get used to the idea of the fact that it was that light, and that every once in a while it makes noises that you don't like, and your bottom bracket is gonna creak like an old sailing ship until you buy an $80 press-in. Oh, who makes it? Is it Rotor? I think a Rotor makes my bottom bracket, which is basically it turns a press fit, because Cervelo uses a stupid press fit. It's like asymmetrical, and it replaces it with this one where it's two bearings on the outside, and it has these giant wrenches, and you turn them in opposite directions, and it pulls itself together. So basically, now the bearings are no longer touching the frame. They have like a big spacer around the outside of them because it uses a 30mm bore for the bottom bracket. It's obnoxious, right? I called the Proline insert the Rube Goldberg of inserts. You know. Cervelo are amazing bikes, but had one run and scared the crap out of me. Never again for me. I was descending out of Oak Glen, California, and I got speed wobble on my Cervelo at 55 miles an hour. And I mean, that whole thing was going... The whole bike was just shaking violently. And I did what they tell you to do. Amazingly. I did not panic. I did not touch the brakes. I didn't do anything. I put my feet level on the pedals. I held onto the bars as tight as I could, and I just waited for myself to gradually slow down. I sat up, caught that wind. That pulled about 15 miles an hour off of me. And once I dropped down to about 35, it just zoink, and I was just going straight again. But it was horrifying. And when I got home, I checked the stack of spacers under the stem, and there was about a 0.5 millimeter of play in between the spacer stack, the frame, and the stem. And I tightened it down, and I used the very same Irwin quick grip clamps to pull my handlebars down. And speed wobble just makes you stop breathing. You literally, all bodily functions just stop, and you're praying that no bodily functions spontaneously start. You're like, just let me ride this out, man. This thing came from the factory with the spur to the back, right? I'm asking you all. Yeah, it was like that, right? That's how it was. Do they make steering dampers for bicycles? They do for like cargo bikes, because cargo bikes tend to have so much weight on the back that their front end gets real light, and then the front end just it goes everywhere, and they get really hairy at speed. So yes, they do. Oh, I can't really put any of that together. Well, I sort of can. I can put it together like this, and we'll allow it to slide about a bit, but these screws will stop it from falling out. Having what's known as a tank slapper on a motorbike is certainly a thing that wakes you up. Yeah. I don't do motorcycles. As a guy that rode almost 100,000 kilometers on a bicycle, I don't trust anything on two wheels.
Same on a bicycle, it's just you don't have to pedal.
Yeah. I rode an analog motorcycle for all those years. You got to do all the work. I am the motor. Yeah. I ran on junk food.
Cheaper than gas. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I did start to question as time went on, though. I was like, am I actually saving any money doing this? No, I absolutely was not. My monthly maintenance bill on the bikes approaches what I spend on all of this nonsense. Only I didn't have a YouTube channel to support,
All your lubricants.
the nonsense. As he says, high side is always worse than low side. I never got high side. I was a low side guy every time, which is why I have so many destroyed jerseys and shorts. When I was downhill racing, my food bill was huge. Oh, I ate so much.
Keep that energy.
I ate so much. And now I'm continuing to age, and it feels like it's speeding up. Don't try to tell me that I'm not aging in an enhanced rate. I can't eat nearly what I used to. This looks like it's probably going to be a 14. Now, is that guy still here?
Yes.
Do you go front pair or back pair for the rear link mount? I'll wait for some input there. Yeah, where do you start? So when we put the rear upper mount, do we go, there's 3 holes. Do we go back pair or do we go front pair? Somebody's got to know. Somebody knows. They'll let me know. I'm going to have to put so many screws in and then take them out again if I can minimize it.
I just assume with links you start in the middle, and if you need to make it longer, you push it out. If you need to make it shorter, put it in the first one.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to make the upper links 5 times.
Well, why don't you just use your slidey do-jobs?
I'm going to. That's it. If you think that that's going to mean we don't have to make these links multiple times, you've apparently never been here before. The slidey do jabs will help us, will mean so we don't have to make them 5 times. The Capra one looks like this. So the Capra one is all one piece. So the Capra one would actually be way up here. This is going to be, the skid is moving further on the Bushido than it moved on the Capra. Same, but different. Linkolympics is, I'm taking links apart, so that means Linkolympics is coming to a building near you.
One of your pastimes.
I do love it. I must love it.
You love anything called Olympics.
If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it, right? I would find out some smarter way of doing this. Do you find the more views you get on a video, the higher the probability of stupid comments? I read it before you retracted it. Yes. 100%. The incoherent ramblings of idiots are directly proportionate to how many views the video got. See anything Red Cat. You know, my Red Cat Ascent is so good that I went to a rock crawling competition with God, and my ascent was better. My ascent beat God. Look. There is no such thing as the best rig. At least I'm not digging through the bins for links. That's true. Buying the Vevor drill bit organizer may be the best thing I've ever done. Vevor. My welding table is also Vevor. Vevor, man. Never sleep on Vevor. Incoherent idiot. He said, "Did you call me?" He heard his name. That's the sound of a married man right there. That sounds like a person with a spouse.
I've answered to that before.
Yeah. I truly did not appreciate the term Linkolympics until I started the Jolly Green build. That'll get you there.
Yeah, you got a source what? 2, 4, 6, 8.
Well, at minimum,
9, 10.
minimum will be 12, 14 minimum. And unless, well, no, it'd be 14 because whether you do 3-link with a panhard or 4-link front, still gonna have a drag link and a tie rod, and then 4 links per axle. Oh, he's single? Wow. He's definitely got the married man sound down to him. Must have been in a relationship because I would also answer to incoherent idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the beauty of it.
Where did you go?
I've never once announced myself as some kind of expert. And what happens is I get comments where people are like, "You did that wrong." I just had a comment on the King Shocks video, which was from like 2 or 3 years ago. And the guy was like, "You didn't like drop it from height and like show the rebound and stuff like that." And I'm like,
That's not what
they
for.
barf all their guts out in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, as you cycle the shock, when you take those RC four-wheel drive Kings and go like this, oil literally squirts out around the shock shaft. And this guy is like, "Your test is invalid because you didn't show rebound rate." That guy is real proof of the danger that a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Because he doesn't know what he's talking about. But he's definitely got some buzzwords that he can throw at you. Oh.
If I cycle them, they leak.
So when I sprayed that stuff,
You got it on the floor?
I think I got some spray on the floor.
Or on
Not
your
as
feet?
or on my feet. I think it's on my feet.
It went on the carpet?
I've got and I've got the spray all over my feet and the floor. I noticed I stepped off one of the rugs and the ground gets real slippery. Real slippery. At least we don't think we're better than everyone there, Mr. Top Commenter. Mr. Top Commenter. We could also do a social engineering experiment where you're talking good about Red Cat and see what happens, or talk about one brand and the one you're holding and do the Wong brand interaction. Oh, man. Oh, well, Mr. 1622, here's the deal about Red Cat. Red Cat is not a company in the traditional sense. Red Cat is like 6 raccoons in a trench coat. Because I firmly believe the guys who are involved in the creation and distribution of the lowriders have maybe never met the guys that develop the crawlers or the bashers or the drift car or any of them. They make products where there's no common thread between any of them. And I can say this because I've had in my hands a great number of Red Cats. I have had in my hands as well a great number of Traxxas vehicles. Almost all of them. Not all of them, but almost all of them. If you pick up a Traxxas / 4x4 and a Traxxas TRX4 Defender and a Traxxas Disruptor boat, there's something about them that you can tell the same company made all of these things. Traxxas vehicles have a vibe. Like, it's the over-engineering. It's the way things are done so particularly that you can feel it. Red Cat is like throwing darts into the air and finding out where they land. People are like, Vertex. Which one of us is it that said the Vertex was the it was Florida Joe. Florida Joe called the Vertex the vehicle of the decade, despite the fact that we're only halfway through the decade, and it's an E-Kong. So congratulations, E-Kong, you've made the vehicle of the decade. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to offend the raccoon. I didn't say it was you. I didn't say it was 6 Jerrys in a trench coat.
The raccoons.
Like it's a reference that we make. You know, raccoons in a trench coat. It could be 6 porcupines in a trench coat, but that's going to offend the porcupine crowd. You know, you can't please everybody. I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the bin. Looks like these rears are going to be pretty long.
I think 92.
The Yikong 4061 looks a million times better than the Vertex does because it doesn't look like a big man in a tiny hat. Like the cage on the rock slide is like the correct size. You see it and you go, nothing about that, it looks uncanny to me. But all of the same, there it is. What did porcupines ever do to you? Oh, that's right. Tom Lee did say that the Red Cat Ascent Fusion was the best crawler ever. That's right. That was right about the time. This is completely a coincidence, I must say, that I stopped watching Tom Lee videos in their entirety. The Red Cat Ascent Fusion wasn't the best vehicle that came out that month. Best crawler ever is insane. Genuinely insane. I don't know if that's a brand deal. I don't know if that's paid placement. I don't know what it was. I don't know how thick the NDA is. I don't know what he signed to get there. But if that gentleman looked me dead in my eyes and told me that that was his unabashed opinion, that like that is his actual belief, I wouldn't believe it. Those are the ramblings of a madman. The geometry is unforgivable. I realized I just bolted that axle on upside down, and I was looking at chat at the time. You did this. I was just trying to get axle placement so I know where to put these links on, because we're going to have to put some screws in there to temporarily hold that in place. And I'm genuinely debating taking the big risk. And those who have not done this know what the big risk is, which is you take the giant set screw and you dial the giant set screw way into here, and then you use like an M3x12 to attach the sliders and everything. That way we're not hogging a giant M3x40 all the way in there. The risk of that is if you strip that set screw out in there, you're done. You are done. So, in place of that, do I have any socket cap M3x40s? Let's overcorrect the opposite, but I do, but they're not full thread.
Are you using it to turn it?
I'm using it to tighten everything together in one big mighty sandwich. No, I don't have full thread socket caps, and I don't think 35s are long enough. 35s are hella long enough. Do I have 4? I think I do.
If I remember right, the 35 is the longest full thread you can actually get.
Traxxas sells full thread 40s. Okay, I only have, it looks like I have, oh, don't say it's 3. I have 3 stainless and 3, oh! Okay, found black oxide. I must have taken these out of something. All right, we're good. We're good. We fixed it. My first 10 scale was an Ascent Fusion. I regret that decision. No Red Cat parts are left other than front shocks. Joe can never say anything bad about the vehicle's reviews. Tom Lee's a joke. The Vertex's body size compared to its rails and axle position is just garbage. It's like when people were saying that they said that Mickey is the dumbest looking thing they've ever seen. I'm like, well, they've never seen a Vertex. His body's real small, but that's what mini sporties look like. Yeah. I can't believe Tom Lee has really good crawlers. He had to have been paid. I hit 2.5K today. Hey.
Congratulations.
Oh, you'll probably catch me. If you're at 2,500 already, you're gonna catch me. I've been creeping inexorably towards 14,000 for what feels like years. And I pick up 200 subs a month. So RC family, if you were picking up 300 a month, you'd catch me in like 2 years. I'm fine. It doesn't affect me at all.
But those numbers, you just kind of plateau, or it just takes longer to get them.
You can't please
everyone all the time.
Well, I've lowered my math too. You can't please 40% of the people 20% of the time.
Yeah.
Or 20% of the people 40% of the time. Somebody's going to be unhappy. If I say something sucks, people are unhappy. If I say I like something, people are unhappy. You know what the most disliked video of April was? Anybody want to take a guess? What was the video in the month of April that got the most dislikes? Insert cue Jeopardy music here. No. I think 4 dislikes on a live stream is the most I've gotten. I do have a solid base. And I have no illusions of things like forever growth, right? Infinite growth is not a thing, right? Things are gonna get to a level, and they're basically, if you can maintain that level. Look at huge channels. What huge channels are trying to do is just retain. Keep their member base where it is, keep their subscriber base where it is. There are channels out there that lose 10,000 subs in a bad month. I'm like, that's all I have. It's over a year since I hit 10,000. And it took me over 3 years to hit 10,000. The microcomp's a good guess. It was the quick view of the KC-10. Did I say anything? Oh, see, Takumi Slayer. He said Kyosho or Mickey. So he was already on the right track. Yeah, KC-10. Did I say anything that like?
Because you like the Kyosho?
I said I would like it more, but I didn't. I wasn't like, oh, I hate this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that brand loyalty.
People be liking what they like,
Everyone's got an opinion. Most of the time they differ.
Everybody's got 2 things. Let me guess. 7.5. Linkolympics. 7.4.
You need to get some untrademarked music for when you start your Linkolympics.
That's a 6.5. That's a 7. 689. Oh yeah, Mr. Beast must pick up his daily gain and daily loss is probably more subs than I have total. Like per day. Like that dude will pick up 200,000 subs in a day and lose 40,000 other subs in a day.
Yeah.
Those are insanity numbers. I don't even know what those numbers mean.
Well, knock a couple zeros off.
Yeah. No, I mean, I average 7. I get 7 new subscribers a day.
And now, how many do you lose a day?
It looks like it's 7. I don't know.
No.
That 7 doesn't fit.
They don't tell you.
That one does. No. Well, they'll give you your total at the end of the day. So at the end of a day, I might be plus 9 on that day.
Okay.
But did I lose 2 and gain 11? I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't show you that. It only shows you negative when you go negative.
Okay.
Like if your net for the day was -2.
It doesn't give you both numbers. No. It just gives you the number.
It just gives you the number.
Okay.
Yeah, it's surprising how non-granular our analytics are given to us. The day I win a giveaway rig while still on gifted memberships is going to be a hilarious one. Thanks to 8 months of gifted subs, Canyon Goers. Yeah. My buddy is... my buddy from LA has gotten... He's at least 7. He's been gifted membership at least 7 times. He doesn't even own a toy car.
Subscribe to the channel for support.
Mr. Beast is the Nickelback of the internet. That would be true only if, like, Chad Kroger had, like, spit on a waitress. You know? Like, I don't think that Nickelback ever did anything exclusively, like, pearl-clutchingly terrible. They got so popular. They did the same thing Limp Bizkit did. They got so popular that people started to dislike them because of their popularity, right? Those songs, this is how you remind me. I don't have any beef with Nickelback. It's fine. Oh, we got to drill a hole in that. That's right where that spar is. Oh. Had not taken that into account. We're just going to cut it. We're going to cut it, right? Yeah, I don't mean this in a negative way, but I like the small community that you built and you're not trying to be somebody you're not. Yeah, I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to generate a persona. I'm perhaps too much for my own good, but I'm a realist by nature, so I'm just gonna keep doing it the way I do it, and we're gonna see how it goes together as a collective. You know, when I started doing the live streams, I still see they pop up in my feed, not all the time, but they pop up on my feed routinely of other channels doing live streams. And it'll be like 4 people are watching. And I'll be like, yeesh. Like, if I showed up here on a Friday and there were 4 people in the chat, I'm gonna, let's be brutally honest when no one asked. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could. Well, no, I guess I could. I've done the Borderlands gaming stream to like 7 people because I'd be doing it anyway. You know. I think I nailed that. I think I nailed that. Canyon customized. Hashtag deal with it. Let's make sure it's lined up, shall we? I did pre-tap these, by the way. All right. Now, we should be able to just... So I just have to remember to do this handed. I gotta chop out that same bit on the other one. But let's fire these 35s in here. And then we can set our rear link length. I never said it was going to be a complete Linkolympics. I just said a catastrophic failure of one. So we're just gonna do that. Because this definitely classifies as, like, see, I don't even mind that I put that on backwards. We are definitely, come on, we're definitely building to a body. We've got a wheelbase that we have to maintain. Off the top of my head, I don't know what any of these link lengths should be. At least we're only going to have to make the rear lowers once. I'm gonna say that with some small degree of certainty. I cannot believe that people actually like that one adjustable wheelbase one comes with these. That's crazy. Wouldn't those hang up on everything? We need more Borderlands streams. I was gonna do one for the DLC and then I just didn't. That's how that is. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I put a video on and just listen to it, put it in my pocket, and my phone will do all kinds of button pushing. Sweet. I mean, you can't make everyone happy. Most YouTubers have a facade they put on to get views. That's the online persona. Yes. What about when you do recordings on the bench and load it up as a live as well, so your vids would have some live chat? Oh, there's how long is an MIP speed tip good for? Any signs to look for? My 1.5s have never. I'm still on the same. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm on my third 1.5 because I've dropped it while in a driver twice, and it fell and hit the floor and just shattered it off. I've never worn out a 1.5. 2.5, same story. I don't use it enough, and I'm not using it at those dumb angles that wear the edges off. My 2mm driver is starting to show the typical little signs of wear. But will it do it? Yeah. See, we're still good. We're still good. If you can do that, if you can do that, you're still good. You're still good. And it's not because of magnetism, it's because it's grabbing it. It's a little bit of magnetism.
So once it stops grabbing.
Once it stops grabbing, it's going to start to slip a little. Yeah, and I use my bits. I get about a year out of one of these, which means for an average person, you should get probably 5+ years out of one of these. But I do everything, almost everything with power. These are the original trio that I bought, the original trio. And you can tell because the newer ones, the handles are significantly darker. And I haven't worn all the names off. Like these started off the same color. So if you're talking about the hand drivers, they'll basically last forever. They'll basically last forever. But you should definitely get a couple years out of the speed tips. I just like, here's a 2.5, and then here's another 2.5. And then here's a Traxxas 2.5 if I need a backup. And then here's the ball end 2.5. And then the backup for the Traxxas 2.5 is this other 2.5 over here. So, because sometimes they roll off the bench, sometimes they go walkabout on me. I don't even bother to look for them. I just grab another 2mm. Yeah, the newer version with the ring. I have both. Like in 2.5s, I have both. I have the older one and the newer one. They work exactly the same. Can't tell them apart.
Well, the thing I don't like about the MIPs, you can't change the tips. You got to buy the whole thing.
You got to buy the whole tip. But like, why would you want to change the blade? Oh, you mean the handles?
Well, yeah, just take that.
Well, I tell people, this is what I tell everybody. I'll tell you. If you haven't spent the money, I'll tell you. MIP, don't buy these. Don't buy these. Buy the 3-pack of speed tips, which is the 1.5, the 2, and the 2.5. And you don't even have to get the MIP handle. Get whatever handle you like. The MIP one is really nice. Look, because what did we just make? We just made this. But then, if I want to use it somewhere else, I can put it in here. What if I want to make it longer? Don't buy the handled tools. I have them all, right? If you do this all day, every day, sure, buy all the tools. I work on this stuff all day, every day. I was working on it before the stream. I'll be working on them first thing in the morning. I'm putting together bead locks. I'm taking stuff apart. It's by your needs, you know? It's based on needs. This is my third Bosch PS31. So, it's probably not my last Bosch PS31. I will probably have to buy another one. Yeah. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to loosely set their wheelbase. Okay, as long as it doesn't fall apart, we're good. Plop this down. I'm definitely going to put some Endura magnets on the lights. And then, actually, factually, this will probably make it easier too. How much money do you think you have in tools? Sheesh.
At least what I've spent over 500.
That's a number that might be impossible even to estimate, because if we're just talking about RC tools, the tools that are near me for working on RC cars, if we're not talking about power tools, I own 2 bandsaws, a chop saw, a table saw, 2 lathes, a drill press, an edge sander, a combo sander, like tools.
Even RC tools you use over $1,000.
Oh, I would say like
$1,500 to $2,000.
in RC tools, $1,200, $1,500 in tools probably. And that's with no power. When we get into power tools, the number is going to go up even faster. My table saw is like $4,000. If I had to buy that table saw today, it's almost $5,000. And you might say, well, that's not an RC tool. Tell that to all the chassis I make, and that's no 3D printers. We're not even acknowledging the existence nor cost of the 3D printers, or the laser,
or the Dremel, and all
the
Dremels.
Yeah. However much you've spent, it's 2 things. It's too much and it's not enough. That's how it works.
Yes. Basically, if you need it, buy it.
Whatever you've spent on tools, it is both too much and yet not enough. The best RC tool of all is the Stahlwheel Motor 10.
Not even the Negosaurus? The Stahlwheel beats it?
It's the Stahlwheel Motor 10, man. 5.5 on one end, 7 on the other.
Yeah. This guy.
Because here's mine. Can we see, is there a patina difference? This is the blind guys. Oh, they look pretty much the same. This one is, oh God, a full...
One is used.
At least a decade,
yes.
Or older than yours. At least a decade.
Well,
I remember when I saw this on McMaster, and I was like, 5.57? That's a thing? And it's been right here, stuck to this magnet right behind the camera. Stahlwheel. Oh, don't forget the most important tools, the one behind the tools. Well, that's flattering.
Yes, it's a giant
Implying that I have any import. It's kind of crazy.
No one would import you.
No one would import me.
They deport you.
I could be deported. You know what I felt happening? I don't know if you could feel it from there. I felt myself starting to rush. So I'm trying to decel.
Do you feel the end of the stream coming?
No. I just, for some reason, like it creeps up and it's like, go faster. Get that part done. And I'm like, if you keep going faster, you're going to forget something. And you're going to bolt the axle on upside down again.
Or you're going to jam a blade into your...
Or I'm going to jam a number 11 straight into my hand. Oldest tool in here now is 126 years old and still does the job fine. I've never seen a photo of you, but I imagine you look amazing for 126.
Yes. Your oldest tool is probably your...
Okay, so you guys are now, you British people, what the hell is a linisher?
Exactly.
I don't know what that is. So I can't tell if you have if I have one, but my guess is that I don't.
We know what spanners are.
TIL, everybody. They've cost cut us again. I want to do something for you all. I want to do something for all of you. Do you see this right here? Okay. And do you see how I made a notch in it? I didn't. Do you see this right here? And do you see how I made a notch in it? Do you see where the notch is? Yes. We all feel a linisher is just a belt sander. Yeah. Yeah. I have I have belt sanders. Here is the other side that I have not cut the groove out of, right? Do these appear to be the same thing to you? They do, right? Well, they do until you line them up so that they're end to end. They're asymmetrical. There's not a left and a right. It's just one side piece twice. And the bars are not, they don't line up with each other. I need to look at other ones, and I need to see if that is the case with all of them. It looks like it is. Because if I line it up to this factory team one, there we go. Staggered. So you ask yourself, this is just how they are. How have I never noticed this? Like, how much off is that? 3 millimeters? How hard would it have been to just split the difference and make it so that they're the same? That's disgusting. No, I'm talking about the side plates, the side skirts of the chassis. They have ribs under them. The ribs are off center from one another. It's the same one twice, but if you flip it around, the little ribs on the bottom don't line up with each other. This doesn't happen on accident. This happens only one way. It happens out of carelessness. Thanks. That's going to drive my OCD crazy now.
Well, hopefully you don't win it.
Well, no. He's got element rigs. Now he knows. Now he knows. It's lurking. The asymmetrical.
Gonna have to take him to the linisher.
And it's only because I was absolutely ready to just line them up against each other and just cut the other one at the same spot. And then I was like, why don't they line up with each other? So that means, what does that mean about this hole? Oh, man. I don't like this. Okay, I did that perfectly. You can't take that away from me. I did that perfectly. I didn't mess this up. They messed this up. Why do they call their trucks lorries? I don't know why they call their trucks lorries. We have them here, but none of them will fess up.
We're calling nut pie a meat pie. There's no meat in it. Even though it sounds delicious.
So that back screw perfectly lines up with the rib. So I have to cut more of it out. Because I was being too optimistic. I thought I had gamed the game. And the game was like, you didn't game nothing, son. How has no one seen this before? They make 15 variations of the same platform. Some oddball parts will happen. But this means that they all have to be asymmetrical. I don't have any problem with it being that there's just one, right? The ones on the Ecto are handed. Gatekeeper and Ecto. There's a left hand and a right hand. I don't have any problem with these being just the same one twice. But make it so that when it's on the left or on the right, it's the same thing would be I don't know, nice.
Yeah.
I think I cut out enough now. I'm just going to do these one at a time. Because when lorries came along, there had already been non-powered bogie trailers and steerable platforms called trucks for 200 years. Huh. It's team associated. Things aren't straight there anyway. It's tough to say if this is a left or a right. Like which side is the correct side.
Flip them over, see if it makes a difference.
I think I put all my 2mm away. I did.
You got them out and then put them
I got excited. I was like, we're doing something. A different story. This is how you remind me. No, we're nickelbacking. I should probably wait. Does it have a? Oh, it does. Hey, no worries. I was like, we should probably put something under it, but it's got a thing on the roof, so we're not scratching it up anyway. Okay, 14 is too short. It needs to be a 16. Look at this photograph. Look at it. Yeah, I don't know. I think what it comes down to is this. This is me guessing about my own psychology. I don't think I was ever into Nickelback enough to hate Nickelback.
Yeah.
Nickelback was never my jam, right? I can't say, aside from the musical horror, the oral horror, and that's A-U-R-A-L, that is Lindsey Sterling, there isn't really any music that I hate. And,
Modern country.
well, I kind of like that one Shabuzi song, so that's problematic, but, well, I wouldn't say, okay, how about not that I like it, I don't hate it. Like, I won't jump off of a ladder to change the station. Like if Lindsey Sterling came on. I hate it so much. I've regaled before with tales of when she was on Dancing with the Stars.
What, now, is it...
And I had my headphones on because I was like editing a video, and I heard her voice, and my head snapped up. And I was like, is that Lindsey Sterling? And the wife went, I don't know who that is. Because it was like the first time she appeared on screen. It's a visceral reaction.
So it's her, not as a person.
Oh, no.
Voice.
There's a song where it's Lindsey Sterling with pentatonics, and it makes me want to drop bombs. Like, it makes me react with physical violence. I hate it so much. Pentatonics is in second place, right behind Lindsey Sterling music.
Oh, I thought you like pentatonics.
No, God, it's horrible. They're a cappella. And unless you're like the barbershop quartet that sings at the Disneyland, you can straight up miss me with some a cappella. Yeah. Just miss me with that. That's my thing.
It's not one of my favorite genres
no.
as well.
I would rather listen to a guy play the washboard and another guy play blow into a jug. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's get it going. Awesome. He'd be like,
I'd prefer that.
And the guy'd be all,
acapella.
Yeah, I'm on board for that. Who is Lidnessie Stewart?
Couldn't tell you.
That's amazing. Mr. Hurley has either intentionally or unintentionally gave me the high. I want to pin that. Who is Lidnessie Stewart? Lindsey Sterling is a little pixie that plays the electric violin, and I hate it with my core fibers. And it's irrational. Like, it's hate. I hate it. And I have no reason to hate it, because I would like to think that I'm slightly more enlightened. I came to a sense of enlightenment thanks to Bobby Lee. I have no problems with the music of Taylor Swift. And I am a man. I am a CIS male in my 50s because I came to an understanding. The music of Taylor Swift is not made for me, right? There is music that is made for me. There is music that defies age categories, right? Everybody likes a little bit of Mozart. It's from 400 years ago. Everybody can appreciate it.
Most people like a little bit of some rocks.
Most people like a little bit of rock, a little bit of pop. Nobody hates all pop songs. I don't have to like Taylor Swift music. Taylor Swift is going to be just fine if I never buy her albums. She does have the potential for infinite growth because there will always be disenfranchised 16-year-old girls, right? They'll always exist. It's almost as if the planet is just constantly making more of them. So, when I came to that understanding, it did not temper at all my strong distaste for Lindsey Sterling's music. If it ain't yelling at me or telling me a story, I don't listen to it.
Is that right? So you like the death metal, do you?
I figured that out a long time ago as well. There is some music. There is that stuff that exists out on the heavy end, right? Like I don't know, anybody with corpse in the band name. It's too much. It's too much. I don't like it. I like Gojira. And I like some Pantera, like heavy Slipknot, right?
Slipknot,
like
yeah.
Heavy, but not like But if you do like it, I'm not like, oh, this idiot. Unless you like Lindsey Sterling.
Everyone likes the pixie.
Everybody likes that little violin twiddling pixie dancing around. I'm sure she's a lovely person. But I felt like I've been listening to Slipknot for a while. They've been around for a while, right? And I feel like they're more popular now than they were then. And I don't want to sound like a hipster and be like, oh, well, I was listening to them. When people discover new things, that's great.
Yeah. Well, like it's the same thing with ICP. All the older people, old Serena's boyfriend's friends, they will give me shit for listening to it.
Taylor Swift is Napoleon Dynamite dressed in drag, and I can't unsee it. I only know who Taylor Swift is because she gets a lot of airtime at Chiefs games. Well, I'm going to have to say that that's probably because you're not a 15 to 23-year-old girl. Actually, it's probably 15 to 30. Let's be realistic about it. Taylor Swift has got a pretty broad base. And the thing I can never take away from Taylor Swift is a singer-songwriter. She doesn't have a giant vocal range, but she doesn't need one. Taylor Swift is supposed to put herself in this position of she's just vocalizing your feelings as a disenfranchised teenage girl. So you're supposed to be able to see it in your bedroom where you cry over the boy who was mean to you at school, and you sing along to her lyrics. Yeah. And, right? Yes, Taylor Swift is a billionaire, right? It matters not what I say.
But being a singer-songwriter,
she knows her audience so well. Oh my God. She is an absolute master at that aspect of it. And I was watching New Heights with the Kelsey brothers before he got together with Tay-Tay. So I watched the podcast where they had her on there. Taylor Swift sounds like a genuinely lovely person. I'm sure that she's absolutely as close as you can get to normal for a person worth that much money who is that famous, right? Who has that much recognizability. She seems excessively normal, right?
He's not crazy.
As
no
normal
person.
as rich, famous people can be.
Yeah.
So, I got no beef. That's why I said, I hate the music of Lindsey Sterling because I consider hate to be irrational. You can dislike something. Like people will be like, oh, I hate stubbing my toe. No, you don't. Everybody doesn't like stubbing their toe. It hurts. It sucks.
Yeah.
Right? But you don't hate it. You have a reason. It hurts. I have no reason to not like the music of Lindsey Sterling. I just react viscerally to that music. And not to any other. If any other... Let me tell you something. Would you care to take a guess as to what music is coming out of my bathroom while my wife is getting ready for work in the morning? I'll tell you right now, you don't have to guess.
Katy Perry.
It's K-pop. It's Cat's Eye Radio. And if you don't know who Cat's Eye is, that's absolutely fine. I can hear a snippet of almost any K-pop song and go, I've heard that before. I've heard that before. I've heard that before. It's not explicitly for me. But I don't hate K-pop music or J-pop or any of it.
It's not like you hear it and run out of the room.
I don't run out of the room. Yeah, K-pop. You know what? I put off watching K-pop Demon Hunters for so long, and then everybody talked it up, and I was like, fine. And I turned on K-pop Demon Hunters, and you know what? It's good. It's really good. It's good. It's basically a musical, but it's good. And then I watched the Corridor Crew episode where they talked to the two writer-creators of K-pop Demon Hunters and how it took them 12 years to get a deal, to get the money to finish making the movie. And she basically openly said she went to Netflix and she lied. She said, I have it all laid out. I've got the whole thing done. She goes, I had a proposal and that was it. My 4-year-old loves them. I mean, I get it. All my kids are all into K-pop. Yeah. K-pop is, the K is Korea. It's Korean pop music. And it's like all pop music, it's all about sex, basically. That's what it's all about. Only, apparently, and I've learned this, through absorption, a little osmotic effect. Apparently, Korea is very Christian. So you can't you can't make pony. Come and ride it, my pony. You can't say that. So all of the K-pop songs, should you decide to fall into K-pop, is that...
somewhat like innuendos?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of songs about riding on trains. There's a lot of songs about vegetables. Okay. There's a lot of songs about my juicy fruits. Yeah, so this is what K-pop is. It's hidden sex talk. And for that, it's kind of adorable. I'm not listening to it. I've been on Nero Radio on Pandora for like 2 months now. So it was my most listened station in 2025. It'll probably be my most listened station in 2026. I know what I like. Is Gangnam Style K-pop? Yes. Psy would probably be the original K-pop that made it big. Because Gangnam Style, what's Gangnam Style up to in views on YouTube? It's over 1 billion, for sure. Yeah. Pata. Oh, man. Why did you have to type that? Do you know how long pata took to get out of my head? Oh, and the one, Jenny. Like Jenny. Now you know what you're giving me? You're giving me K-pop PTSD. What are these jewels? It says sent chili for 6 jewels. What are jewels? It's hard to find a good country station here in Richmond that plays old country. Mr. Hurley, that's because the music that music was made for, all those people are dead.
Dude.
Right?
I'm trying to find an oldie station.
Okay, the current number of views on Gangnam Style by Psy on YouTube is 5.9 billion. Yeah. They're approaching people on Earth that have seen that. I think the jewels are what you get for having high chat score. Oh. Charles Hurley, I'm not dead. Are you sure?
Check your pulse, sir.
Check your pulse. Okay, we're still a little scoochied, a little scoochy boochy. We're a little. Oh, look at this. That's nearly perfect, but it kind of rocks up a little. We're taking our time. That's all we're doing. We're just taking our time. Because you know what? There's no rush. There's no rush. This isn't Central Russia. This isn't Central Asia where everybody Russian. We're just gonna move along. We're gonna center that tire. Look at that. Oh baby. Oh baby. Now what we have to worry though is with it out upper links is the axle trying to scooch
forward.
side to side.
No.
Lower links set the wibble base. All we got to do, if I can get these 2 links correct, the rest of it's just going to fall together.
But now, are you in that stand thing?
Sai completed the Golden Hun Moon, and we have been going downhill ever since. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Is that a video game?
I haven't listened to the radio. There is one person in this chat that will know what I'm talking about, and there is the possibility of like 2 other people understanding what I'm saying. I haven't listened to the radio since KCAL FM fired the morning stiffy
And went to playlist.
What is the point? Like, what is the point? It was the morning show that was on the air for so long.
It was a fixture.
That it was a fixture. I was listening to them like right out of high school. Stu, Tiffany, the blind guy was listening to them in high school. And then one day they were like, we're not making enough money anymore. So the 3 highest salaries that we're paying on the payroll are Stu, Tiffany, and Jimbo. So we're just not gonna. And so actually, they said that they were firing Tiffany and Jimbo. Their contracts were being terminated, but they were gonna keep the Stu man, the man who had been doing a morning show with these 2 for 25 years. So they were gonna keep him to do like a show by himself. And he was like, if they don't work here anymore, I don't work here. They basically top geared them.
Yeah.
So I haven't listened to the radio since that happened. That has been over a decade since I've listened to the radio.
Well, and again,
they couldn't have lasted forever. The Stu man was old when I was young. So, but still, it was a real disgusting way to part ways with your morning crew.
Yeah, we're leaving because we make too much money for them to keep us.
Yeah, we cost too much. Our payroll is too big, so they're just going to get rid of us. So yeah, I can absolutely do without the radio. And now it's all playlist.
Most people don't even own radios except their cars.
Yeah, I mean, the only radio I own is in the car.
Can you get like FM on the internet?
Yeah.
So you can stream the radio on your internet?
Yeah. I think that's good right there. I think we've got our lower. I didn't know the Bushido had an interior. This is a Bushido Plus. This is the Plus. So the plus of the Bushido is they didn't change anything underneath, but it comes with the interior with the sleep paralysis demon, mirrors, wipers, grill with LEDs.
It's scaled.
It's got the spare tire. Like, it definitely looks more... Oh, I put a big old thumb smudgy around that window. It definitely looks more Suzuki Samurai now. Oh, small plug. Have I talked about invisible glass clear plastic? Not sponsored. I was roaming through the Lowe's because I had to look for something else. And I was like, clear plastic cleaner? Great for boats. It's basically designed. They don't say it explicitly, on here. But let's listen to the things that it says that this works on. Removes from bike and snowmobile fairings, helmet visors, and eyewear. Just say polycarbonate.
Yeah.
Can you not say polycarbonate?
People don't know what polycarbonate
People don't know what polycarbonate is. So I will say this. It 100% works. It's what I've been using to clean all of the trail rigs. And they apparently, it's supposed to have like fill in the pores and cracks technology in it. Like, you know what?
Does it hide scratches?
It does a little bit. Like it will mirror you up. And it's one of these beautiful things. Nobody's touting it. A 22-ounce bottle is like $7. This is a lifetime supply of this. I never have to buy this again.
You'll burn through that in 2
Yeah,
years.
YouTube is going to flag this section as an advertisement. Did you ever listen to Fraser Smith? Why do I know that name? KLOS? Was he KLOS? Sadly, more commercial stations move to online streaming services when their accountants point out the cost of keeping an FM station versus streaming. Yep. They did the same exact thing with Johnny Dare Morning Show on 98.9 The Rock in Kansas City. The station got bought out. They cut the highest paid and most beloved show and went full AM robot. Gross. When Rock 104, Jacksonville, Florida, fired Lex and Terry, I went to the Pandora radio app and haven't listened to the radio since.
Another Pandora file.
We have one that's even better. We had a station here many, many, many moons ago. 94.7 KMET, the Mighty Met. And it was the OG rock station. The OG rock stations were 4.7 KMET and 95.5 KLOS. And KLOS is still around. One day, if you were alive at the time, you were listening to 94.7 KMET, and one of the DJs came on and said, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but we've been bought, and they're changing format, and this is the last time you'll hear me on the air. It was great spending time with you guys. And they immediately began playing the category called Adult Contemporary. And it became 94.7 The Wave. And it played like Kenny G and Enya and stuff like that. With music for people in their 60s. Right? And I was like,
I don't know if Enya's 60s.
But it's like smooth, soft. No, you're thinking of somebody else. I've never listened to 94.7 The Wave. I'm not old enough yet, I guess.
Recall.
So is 99.1 is still here.
Yes.
99.1 KGGI. Yeah, and Dead Meat also remembers X103.9, the Inland Empire's rock alternative, who is now a pop station.
Sometimes you get and sometimes you don't.
Oh my God, I still think their transmitter is on a truck that's just constantly driving around in the mountains because the signal will come and go and come and go.
Look at 99.9.
KOLA?
Yeah, they used to be oldies.
They're still playing
50s,
the same.
60s oldies, but now it's 80s and 90s oldies.
Because you have to remember the 80s was 45 years ago.
Yes, but I want to listen to Riding Around in My Automobile.
Well, yeah, that song came out 75 years ago.
Yeah. Make it
The
horrible.
you are now... Hey, Mr. Hurley! He can't see color. He's just kind of blind a little bit, so he can't see out of one eye. But you two, I've never seen you two in the same place. You might be the same guy. Because he also... Bring back the old stuff! I liked the old stuff! Look, there's an app called Pandora, and you can bring up 50s radio, and you can listen to the Big Bopper and Richie Valens all day long, and Chuck Berry and all. It's there. And you can listen to it whenever you want. It's like all the people remember when MTV played music videos. Who cares? You can go on YouTube and watch any video you want right now. You can see the unedited version of Smack My Bitch Up on YouTube whenever you want. So the fact that MTV doesn't play videos anymore doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, they had to change format to become popular.
Well, yeah.
Stay popular.
Yeah, you got it, right? These people ain't going to hang around forever. Hey, Gorilla with the 5. Did he hit anybody? I'm looking for the Brits. And Miata Commuter with the 5. God, those Brits are slippery. Music videos are way better now. They really are. Okay, it might not be your thing. You may have never heard of it. That cleaner is $33 on Amazon Canada. I kid you not. This was I would go as high as to say $7.99 at the Lowe's is what I paid for this.
They don't have Lowe's in Canada.
If you've never heard this before, sometime later on today, put it on your YouTube, remind me to watch later. About 7-8 years ago, the grime artist Stormzy did his video for a little track called Vossy Bop. It's so good. It's so good. Post MTV videos can truly be great. Yeah, Mr. Hurley did hit Revolt. We haven't seen him today. He's probably on vacation. Those Europeans go on vacation for like, I don't know what, half the year?
Month and a half.
What do you Euros go on vacation for? Like 6 months at a time? We just assume you don't work. We were just talking about you, the Brits, earlier today.
Because, I mean, what about their jobs? You just lose your job and then get rehired?
As an American, the blind guy would like to know that for the Europeans that take like a month for vacation.
Here in America, we get.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. They don't go on vacation. They go on holiday.
We get like 2 weeks.
So when you go on your 21-day holiday, the blind guy would want to know, do they just fire you and rehire you 21 days later? How does that work?
I mean, you got to have job security to go away for a month.
Right? You got to have some serious job security. I would be forever worried that if I left my place of employment, like, I would never take 21 days off
in a row
from YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube will forget me entirely. It will be as if I never existed. And you get paid full while off work for the month. See, Americans we can't even comprehend that. That's crazy.
Well, like most jobs, you get 2 weeks here.
Right, but you still...
But you're not going to take both your weeks at one time.
No, my wife would never take 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
She'd be like, by the time I come back, they'll have replaced me.
Well, but again, like when you guys went to the Grand Canyon and did some touring...
Yeah, we're gone for 4 days.
Yeah.
I haven't had a vacation or holiday in around 20 years. Yeah. My wife is still, I think it's generational. My wife is still rife with imposter syndrome. She still believes that like they're gonna find out that she's a fraud, and I'm like, you've worked there for 12. You've worked there for 12 years. You started as a person that answers phones, and now you're the director of the department that answers phones. I'm like, there's nothing for them to find out. Yeah. You're maybe the one person I know that that's not allowed to have any imposter syndrome. She's like, they're gonna figure it out and they're gonna fire me. And I guess it just never goes away. Mr. Canyon, I want to send Betty for Turistas and have you give her away when you're done. Is that okay? Why wouldn't that be okay? Oh, Miata Commuter didn't get here at the beginning, so you didn't hear me talk about my Costco rack. My Costco rack has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It has 12 vehicles on it currently. None of them belong to me.
And
room for more. And by the time yours gets here, some of those will have gone. One of Mr. Turner's is on there. The one that's going to be given away next week is on there. The one that'll be given away the month after is on there. I have one that needs to be stripped down for parts.
2 weeks later is on there.
If you want some real spoilers.
It's not a spoiler.
If you want some real spoilers, Do you have a new rack? I do have a new rack. It's from Costco. It was $30. It's one of those plastic, assembles, comes flat packed and you assemble it. And I put casters on it. And it's basically now, visitor garage used to be on the other side of that wall. But that has been replaced with Wizards and Crawler Canyon Class 1.5s. So we had to build a new visitor garage. All right. You know what? Oh, that's unfortunate. I should have done them the other way.
Did anyone answer that vacation question?
Did anyone answer it? Do they fire him and rehire him? Nobody's fessing up. She does have a fake Tulo. As long as I don't have to build it. What transmission can I use in place of a VFD for a VS410 chassis? Whatever you would like. Because Vanquish sells, I can't give you the part number off of the top of my head, but you can buy basically just a regular 3-gear skid sold by Vanquish for the VS410 chassis. Also, if you're not opposed to drilling a hole or two in your chassis rail, any flat skid, you can put it on there. You might have to drill 2 holes, one in each rail, but you can mount whatever chassis, whatever gearbox you want. And the proof of that is the twins are full VS410, all the plastics, full VS410s. And that's just I think that's a skid for an OD3 or a Tulo or OD3. That's an OD3 skid. And I didn't even have to drill any. No, I did. See right there? I cut out that little opening for the screw. That's it. You can put whatever you want. It's just a seat. There's Stealth X. I want to put Stealth XFs in there, but Amazon is never going to sell me. Element is never going to make the parts available. Not ever.
Well, that's the thing. I figure you make more money in parts than trucks.
Right? You would think that they would focus a little bit more on parts, as you can just continually make money off of parts.
Because the crawler world is one of those things where you can take this part and affix it to this.
But apparently they ain't care. Thoughts on RC4-wheel drive taking a discontinued ARMS product by SOR and selling them as their own?
Yeah. As long as they got the copyright.
I'm getting a ton of torque twist, especially turning up steep inclines. Undersprung? The first thing, when you build a reverse wave Stealth X, is that meant to be mounted on a backward skid plate? Well, okay. Element skid will mount it either way. It's got 8 holes. So it's designed to be mounted either motor plate to the back or motor plate to the front. It's ambivalent about it. The skid that is on here now, if you wanted it to run the other way, you just flip it around the other way. So most skid plates can either be revolved or just flip the motor to the other side.
Don't you have to look at the outputs?
They're ambivalent about it. The reason that Element tends to build theirs facing the back is they put a battery tray right here, and there's often not enough room. So the gearbox, and I've tested it both ways, it has never seemed to matter one way or the other. Oh, this brace is 100% going to have to come off. The gearbox is so far forward now the drive shaft would try to pass directly through it.
That's what I mean. Is there clearance for your drive shafts?
Yeah, but stealth in there, no problem. Okay, on the torque twist thing. The first thing that you want to check is the easiest way to troubleshoot this is remove your pinion and put your vehicle on a flat or relatively flat surface and give it a small amount of throttle. If you can enable cruise control, do that. And have it move forward and see if the sprung portion of the weight moves in any way at all. If you have any movement of the sprung weight, it means that the torque is looking for an easier path to travel. It could be that you've changed your wheel and the pocket in the wheel is a little too deep and the hub is rubbing on the axle, or the wheel is rubbing on a knuckle, or some sort of physical thing, or you cranked a wheel down so tight. I'm not saying that I've ever done this. You've cranked a wheel down so tight that it has bent the pin and now the hex is rubbing against the end of the axle. Or your pinion mesh is just too tight. Or a drive shaft screw inside here has started to back itself out and now the drive shaft won't compress all the way. So when you start to climb and your suspension compresses, it's stopping your suspension from compressing all the way, and then it just drives your tire into the air. Torque twist is actually really rare. Torque twist is where you're climbing and one wheel will rise into the air, and as you apply more throttle, it just keeps rising and rising and rising and rising. Right? The first thing you do, I had brass knuckles rub the ends against the screws inside plastic beadlocks. Yeah. I have my shock laid down as flat as I could for more articulation, and it started after I did that. Oh, yeah. So now what you've done is, instead of the shock being vertical like this, which there's that compressibility there, when you get up vertical like this, you've induced a situation where you've turned the shock into a link. So the shock doesn't have to compress. So now your vehicle is just trying to revolve around the rear axle. So you're just trying to pivot around the rear axle. There is definitely a point of diminishing returns when it comes to laying shocks down. And I would say that you have probably laid them down too far, because if you watch it closely as you're climbing, I would be willing to bet that the rear springs aren't even collapsing all the way. And if the rear springs aren't collapsing all the way, it means that damper ain't no longer damping. That shock ain't no longer shocking. You've turned it into a link. So there is a point of diminishing returns to everything. I mean, this is full linear. These are straight up and down. Full linear. That spring rate is that spring rate. And it works real weird because these aren't bolted down. So honestly, the Adjusto links, they don't really save you time. They save you effort. And I think it's worth it for that.
Meaning you don't have to build and unbuild.
Instead of putting links together and taking them apart 10 times, I'm just going to put these on here once. What is oh, okay. I was like, why is my suspension binding? Because these screws are too long and it's hitting the link. So that will need to be addressed. But that is actually a pinion angle that is, I don't know, maybe too aggressive? Maybe not. That drive shaft is long. Real long. Yeah, this is going to be fiddly. This is going to be real fiddly. We're probably going to have to do ball stud on these to move them out of the way so that the drive shaft doesn't hit. Or maybe I can scooch it a little. Little scooch. Everybody likes a little scooch. These were 3D printed by Printer Matthew. And I don't know what that guy's build plate situation is, but that 3D print is like shiny. It's like reflective, like a mirror. Like how do you? I don't think I've ever gotten a 3D print to come out that smooth. That's crazy.
It just takes time, I guess.
Yeah, it keeps hitting right there. I was like, why is my suspension not moving smoothly? So you know what? We're very nearly 1/8 of the way into making the suspension. And for a day like today, that feels pretty good. element shocks are pretty good. One final check. Like all the metal shavings, that's awesome. I did not think that all the way through before I just dumped that out. I was like, dump it! Shouldn't have did that. So. Yeah, I think I nailed it. I killed it. It's a little long. Yeah. We can be a little bit shorter. And then I have to go through this exact same procedure again in the front. It's awesome. It's awesome. You should see the bench. It was so clean. It was so clean. I had cleaned it so much.
We clean it every week.
The weekend is definitely upon us. We are there. We're there. 3:30. You know what we'll do? We'll pack it down. We'll pack it up and we'll break it down. And this guy will get finished. I got 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks to finish it. Well, a little less. I need to finish it in time because there always has to be a run video. There has to be that sizzle reel before it goes up. Usually the Tuesday or the Thursday, the week of the giveaway. And we'll do, but we're gonna do this guy at the end. No, I got plenty. Yeah, I got overtime. I have 3 weeks to finish this.
2 weeks.
Because we're gonna give away one of the guys that's finished first. That way I don't. Ooh, I just wanged right into that.
I like the winner gets to choose which one.
I'm gonna let them pick which one we should give away.
Oh, which one we give away?
Yeah, we're gonna do pick which one we give away.
Not winner's choice.
Not winner's choice. I don't want to give them that much power. I don't want people to. Do you ever get the urge to downsize and get rid of all but a handful of rigs? I feel like I'm doing that slowly. Go fast. Front, center, rear diff oil weights for low seat tenacity. TT Pro run on a backyard track. We keep it compacted. I have no idea. I wish I could help you. The closest I've gotten to a tenacity is the horror show that is a low-C laser nut.
Aren't most buggies like 5?
Well, yeah, but some of them are like 10,000, 15,000, 30,000. Some run 100,000. Some run 373, 353, 573. I've never filled a tenacity diff. Is tank still a giveaway? Tank is one of the giveaways, yes. So I am sort of downsizing just one small piece at a time. It seems less well, I mean, you know, here's the thing. I would never make a bald-faced lie like, oh, look at how thoughtful and giving I am. I'm not saying that I don't know, that I derive some sort of sick pleasure out of giving rigs away. But I don't know if I've ever given a rig away whose place already hadn't been replaced by a new one. So it becomes a real cruelly analytical thing, which is
This one's new. I want to.
this. Well, we've got this one. She's right there. She's right there. Is that your wife? She's right there all the time, smiling with her black shark eyes. And I look at 2 rigs and I go, right now, first impulse, which one of these do you keep? And God forbid it ever went down to a bracket where it's these 2 and then that one moves on to the next bracket, because I kind of already know which ones would stay.
Which ones are forever. Yeah.
And I could comfortably get it down to still a ridiculous number. It would probably be around 30 that I would still keep.
Plus 4.
Well, no, I wouldn't be counting those. But like, we do have duplicates, you know. We have
somewhat
rigs.
duplicates, but somewhat different. Yeah.
We have rigs that aren't different enough. It's why Tank is one that's up for the giveaways, because I already have TRX 4-axled LCG. I have that. Yeah. It's the same reason Kronk went. I already had that. So I remember vividly when you had spaces on the wheel and there was only 32 segments. Yes, that is correct. For a comp rig, how much flex is too much flex? There is no number. Less than a tire is short travel. About the height of a tire is normal travel, and any travel above that is long travel. That's the way I classify them. Anything that is TRX4 based is going to be short travel. Most anything that has a shock standing relatively straight up and down is going to be about a standard amount of travel. And if you start leaning your shocks down to crazy angles, you can indeed get yourself some long travel. Are there advantages? Yes. Are there also disadvantages? Yes. Is there one that is objectively better than the others? No. No. VS410s are short travel, TRX4s are short travel, and for what they do absolutely magnificently.
Because, I mean, even like Zorana, with the shock, it was too much.
It was too much travel. Yeah. I had to shorten shocks. You want to build a new sporty? Oh, that sounds like a loaded question. I feel like there's more to that, and it makes me nervous. I have never built, other than the Rhino.
Well, are you saying built or assembled?
Other than the Rhino, that's the only sporty I've actually built. I still don't regard Mickey as a proper sporty, although even it is a mini sporty.
Why do you say that?
Because it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be to build. I thought it was going to fight me a lot more, and it really didn't. Like, the motor placement and stuff fought me. Oh, okay, here we go. So, here's your parting shot. I know it's polarizing. Oh, this is double spoilers here. So, I got the 1800. I got the Stumpy, right? We'll do like Stumpy in there. I got the Stumpy in there, and I'm still learning how to drive him because it's still very foreign to me. But of course, when I got that Stumpy, I had to completely redo the transmission mounting because this motor being skinnier but longer put the motor, like, look at my clearances here. What are we hitting? So I am still really figuring it out. He is not ready for prime time. Yeah, this body was definitely washed on hot. And I had to cut even more off of it because now the rear compression, it still bottoms out. Yeah, I had to take the thing completely apart, every bit of it apart, and put it back together. So I remounted all the electronics. I moved the battery up to the front. And I've gotten a couple comments where people are like, you need to figure out a way to get the battery lower because of the weight and whatnot. And I'm like, guys, do you not understand how small it is? There's no room. And also, the speed control and the battery together weigh 2¼ ounces. They weigh, it's around 74 grams for the battery and the speed control and the receiver. Meanwhile, this front tire weighs 270, which means this one weighs 270, and then you add the weight of the axles. I mean, the front weight is ridiculous. You can get him, in order to flip over forward, we have to go past 90 degrees. Otherwise, yeah, I'm figuring it out. Next reactor video, I don't know. My kid is painting the body. And we're going to try all new techniques because the test body, we don't know what the forever body will be, but the test body is the one that was in the Ghost Ride, the 88 Snoop Nose. And as you can see, there's not a lot of detail there, right? It's basically just big flat portions. So I'm going to paint it matte clear on the inside, and the kid is going to do like Posca markers on the inside. They've never tried painting things in reverse before. So they're going to try painting reverse. And then we'll slap it on there, and then we'll get another video of it. Because I'm going real overtime today. Because I don't know if you can see it, but I already swapped them out. 540 plus V2 11 turns. So we're already on the 11 turns. 16 turn on 2S was not the jam. Was not the jam. Yeah, Gorilla Design, I definitely want, like, we got this one. We got this one. I'll trim it and mount it, and I'll send it to you. I don't know how, like, we got to talk about how we're going to do it. Like, what is the logistics of it? He's only in, like, Arizona, so it's not sending it that far. But, like, I don't know.
Sending him a body?
Yeah. He's a graphic designer. And, like, you know, well, I mean, this one's more on me.
To rebuild it, like...
No, paint it.
Oh, okay.
Or design it. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to get done. That's the thing. So we'll try to figure it out.
Well, basically, you have to say, I want these colors.
I don't care what colors it is.
There you go.
If I enlist anyone artistic to do anything, they get to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because that's the way I think it should be. Because if somebody sends me a bunch of parts and a body or whatever else, I hope that they anticipate that I'm going to do whatever I want to do.
What if you ship him the body and he returns to sender it?
That's fine. Then he doesn't
Does
want
that
to do
happen?
it. I gave Curtis Knudsen
No, but
3 bodies.
Paint the body, put it back in the box, return to sender.
I'll pay to have it sent back. I'm not broke.
I'm not saying you're broke.
We don't have to defraud the federal. We don't have to defraud the United States Postal Service. We can afford to send it both ways. I measured my Claude last weekend, and the wheelbase is the same as my short wheelbase in Jura 2-door Jeep. That's wild to me. It seems so huge, but it's not. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, apparently, you know, we should probably. I'm just going to. Here's how we do this. Look at this. When we're doing the giveaways, we'll do the other crap as well. All of the takeoff crap. We'll get rid of the take. Oh, look at that little. Have you ever seen a more adorable little pencil sharpener? Look at that little pencil sharpener. I think that pencil sharpener is for these. It's adorable. I like these pencils because they fit through body mount holes, like through like holes in chassis rails. Does it go in the, is that the same thing? I don't see, this is how, my wife could really, she'd be like, this is how you always are. You start on one thing, completely forget what you're doing. Pick something up, and now you're doing that thing. We're going to have a skid forward Bushido with tires of unknown origin on it. I might not own them yet. Maybe I'll go on Amazon. Maybe I'll find some. I have a MST something 2.5. It's the E30 BMW. That's what I have. It's blue. Do a little spin of that. Clean up a little mess. RMX. That's it. So we will see you all in the next one. Thanks for being out here with us, everybody. 427,000 frames today. That's a lot of frames. For deluxe tungsten for Mickey or coffee, $5 is definitely going to go a lot further on the coffee than it would on tungsten. Tungsten's up like 800% in price right now. I don't know if I can get Mickey any heavier. He's now like 3rd or 4th lightest in the fleet, and I thought he was going to be the lightest one. So Thanks, everybody. We had a lovely time. I'm looking forward to a coffee drink and finding out what the boss decides we're going to eat for dinner, because she is the final arbiter of that. She is the decider who decides. So, I'll see y'all in the next one. Usual videos. No video today. Videos every day other than that. I am absolutely trying not to upload videos on Fridays because I'm already doing 7 videos a week in a live stream. We'll see how long I can keep it up. Peace out and chicken snouts. Indeed, there's one I've not heard before.
Nope.
I will see you all in the next one. Oh, wait. This is how you know. This is how you know I'm gone. We'll see you in the next one.